What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Bad news. Bad news. Terrible news, man. Absolute terrible news today. We're finding out distinguished member of the armed service was forced out. He was yelled at. He was accused. And this is ridiculous, man. You don't have to follow an unlawful order. If it's an unlawful order, you don't have to follow that. What's up with you, DeVore? If it's an unlawful order, you don't have to follow it. And Trump's got immunity. So Trump says, hey, I got immunity now. So Trump says, hey, I got immunity. So when it's all over, I say, hey, I was doing it for the best of the country. And they'll say, well, if he's doing it in the execution of his duties and he's trying to do it for the execution of, if he was doing it, then he deserved. They'll say all of that. They're not going to say that for the other people. The other people don't have immunity. And let me tell you something else. If it's an unlawful order and you know it's unlawful and you do it, you going to jail, brother. You know it's unlawful. Somebody tell you, hey, go in there and rob that liquor store. And you in the military and they outrank you. And you go do it. You're not going to be able to say, hey, well, they told me it don't work that way. You have actually a duty. You have a duty to not follow illegal orders. Now, if somebody's telling you to do something and you say, well, that's illegal, okay, well, then that'll go in front of a board and then they'll make the decision and you'll be punished if that was a lawful order. Now, this man's a damn admiral, a black admiral. Let's go over this man's career right here. This man was born in 1965. He's an aviator who served as the commander of United States Southern Command from 2024 to 2025. He was the military deputy commander of United States Southern Command from 2023 to 2024. He was commander of the Navy Personnel Command, chief of naval personnel from 2021 to 2022. His command assignments also include Carrier Strike Group 1 from 2018 to 2020, serving as commanding officer of the United States Navy first hybrid electrical propulsion warship, the USS Macon Island, 2013, 2014, executive office from February 2012. Now, this man's had all of these distinguished assignments, and he's accomplished them all. Born in Fort Valley, Georgia. Joined in 1988. Ended it, in thanks to Trump, 2025. Admiral. The man's an admiral. An admiral. He's been CEO over ships. He's commanded helicopters, anti-submarine squadron. He says all types of medals. Legion of Merit. He went to Morehouse. He went to Troy. He went to Joint Forces State College. This man doesn't play by the rules, man. He doesn't play by the rules. This man is played by the rules. And what does he get for it? He gets relieved of his duties. Isn't that something, man? This man's gone out. He's got a right not to obey. If it's illegal command, this man's been around. This ain't some dude that just joined the service. This man been in the service for 30-some years. He's been doing this longer than Trump. He's certainly been doing it longer than this Pete guy, this Fox News host. And this Fox News host has the nerve to come up and question him and get in his face and start telling him, you need to do it my way. He said, I'm not going to do anything illegal. Do you understand that? No, you're going to do it my way. Go back to Fox News. I can't believe this, man. And everybody's quiet about it. It's a damn admiral. Black man, discriminated against. They tried to force this man to be basically involved in crimes. They tried to force this man into a criminal activity, and he refused to do it. And he just flat out refused Black man. A black man. The racism, brother. That man did everything he was supposed to do. That man's not going to do nothing illegal. Why would he do something illegal? Force the man out. That man took a code. In your code, you cannot do anything illegal. Trump and Pete just coming in there, man, late for the party. This man's been in the military for almost 30, 40 years. 30 years. Over 30. This man's been in the military 30, 35 years. And what do? They attack this brother. They attack this brother. They tell lies on this brother. You know, they know that they got a bunch of people out there that'll believe the lies. That's the biggest lie he was leaking. Man, get up out of here. That man, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. That's a lie. That's a lie. He was not. You know what? You guys just don't want to deal with the truth, brother. Every time I try to stream, here they come with the BS. Brother Pete is in no position to be disagreeing with this man. If anything, needs to be listening to him. How the hell are you going to disagree with a man that's been in service for 30 years? And you're going to come over there and disrespect the man. So you're damn right. The man said, I'm not going to do nothing illegal. Well, I'm telling you, you ain't telling me to do nothing. I'm not doing nothing illegal, little ass boy. Hell you think you talking to? And Pete got in his feelings. This man got forced out. They don't necessarily fire you. They relieve you of your command and they forced this brother out. A brother, then they told a pack of lies that apparently these MAGA idiots believe anything that's told. That Fox News told him he was a leaker. Oh, that makes him a leaker because Fox News said it. Bro, I don't know what we're going to do, man. We got people in here putting their life on the line. You got people who are unqualified, unfit. And the good people are quitting, man. And this is a classic example. Where do good men go during this time? They're going to quit. And that's going to leave you with a military full of Petes. Pete Hegseth. A bunch of Pete Hegseths. A bunch of military full of guys like that. The good guys are going to quit. The good guys are not going to be able to govern and live up under guys who want them to break the law. He said, is it a dishonorable discharge offense? No, they can't. Well, good luck with him. They'd have a time. He could be dishonorably discharged, but he would have to do something. Nothing because they disagree. Oh, but they're in charge. They can remove him off his command. They can take his command from him. They can withhold his promotions. They have pressures. They still can apply pressure to him. Yes. Yes. And his obligation is to follow his code and the law. And that's what he's doing, and he's being lied on, and I can't believe the guys in the chat. Well, he said Pete's a good guy. How you a good guy? You're getting rid of your top brass. You're getting rid of your leaders. You're getting rid of the people you need. How's he a good man? Pete is a moron and a compulsive liar. Now, so you're going to have a conflict. When you put a good man around people who are compulsive liars and really don't even know what they're talking about, there's going to be conflicts. He's going to say, sir, we can't do this. That's why we're in the condition we're in now. Well, let's go to war. No, sir, we got to understand about the Strait of Hormuz. We got to go. We have to put boots on the ground. Do we want to do that? They don't listen. I'm doing my way. And this is why we're in this problem right now. They didn't think Iran would hit back as hard as they hit. They didn't think it, but it happened. It happened. And Donald Trump, all of this bullying these guys, these are the people who work for you. These are the people you need. These are your leaders. The insults, the lies, the bullying. I'm going to put it on Fox News. I'm going to put a rumor out. This is wild, man. I've never seen this before. I'm going to put a lie out. You know what? It's crazy how they're doing that. $2 billion a day for this war. $2 billion a day. We didn't learn nothing from Vietnam. We're repeating it. The same thing all over again. Like the stream, man. Look, the first black commander gone. They just got rid of the brother. Plus, he was a black man. They really didn't like a black man disagreeing with them. Isn't that something? You work all your life, 35 years, love your country, serve your country, and they drag in a dirt bag from Fox News and stick him in front of you, and he's supposed to tell you what to do? And there's rumors he had an alcohol problem? You damn right you're going to have to resign. Look at this guy. You're like, wait a minute, we don't do it this way. That's not how we do it. I'm not going to break the law for you. $200 billion or more. That's nonsense, man. And they're just throwing money at it. They're throwing money at this war. And it's a war they can't win. And that's the whole thing. They're starting to look at it. Iran, the reason nobody went in there is because you can't win, especially if you're not willing to lose the lives. And most presidents, they don't want to lose people's lives. They don't have a nuclear weapon. Those are lies. They would have hit us. That's bullshit. That's nothing but a lie. Iran has a nuclear weapon and they was going to hit. Why would they hit us with it? And do you know where Iran is located? How could they make it to America? Can you believe that? And these people believe that. These people that's stupid to believe it. You think that Iran can shoot off a nuclear weapon with all of the satellite technology, submarines, all the warning devices? It can go out into orbit, like it's a whole lot of stuff in orbit traveling at light speed. Oh, but not light speed of sound. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Oh, a nuclear weapon has been launched off at you. They're going to take all types of measures to bring it down. Why would they send it to America? That makes no sense. And Trump's been saying that's ridiculous. None of that makes any sense. This man served his country. This black man in 1988, he joined the military. He went to college. He came in with a degree. This man has been an officer his entire time. He's been a CO. He's had to be over the troops. All this man's got nothing but promotions until Trump showed up. Now all of a sudden Trump wants to take him off of this, and we see now. Because Trump's going in with illegal orders. This man's saying, I can't do that, sir. Respectfully, sir, we can't do that. Respectfully, sir, I will not ask my troops to violate the law, sir. Oh, we're going to get rid of you, Pete. I'm the Secretary of War. We're going to go get rid of you. You got Pete Hegseth in the war, and you got the good guy, the leaders. He got to retire. He's got to retire. Pete Hegseth was a Fox News host. That's all he was. And you got a lot of nerve to come in this chat talking about this brother. You got a lot of nerve coming here talking about this brother. This brother done served almost 40 years in the military. And the only reason he had a problem because of Pete and Trump. If it wasn't for Pete and Trump, he'd probably be getting another promotion. And he coming in here talking about a goddamn Fox News host. So you host Fox News, what that mean? You could be Secretary of War? So it makes you Secretary of War if you got a Fox News pro. So who's going to be the next president? Laura Ingraham? Get out of here, man. And it's racist. And it's racist for this man to move that man off his job. because he's black. And why should he do what you asked him to do if it's illegal? If it's illegal, he's not going to do it. That's called morals. Hegseth was only a weekend host on Fox, and then he got his ass fired. So he knows what it is to get fired. Now he's got an axe to grind, and he's going after the blacks, mostly the blacks, trying to remove them from their positions because he's pissed off. Nobody told you to go to Fox, bro. Illegal orders were given. He refused. He refused like he should have because he's a good guy. They're not covered. All of this Trump stuff, Trump is covered. But if you do something illegal, they're going to have to prove you knew it was illegal. But if they prove that you broke the law. This man's just simply saying, well, hey, man, I don't want to do nothing. I'll do my job. I'm not going to do anything illegal. I will do my job. I'm just not going to do anything illegal. And because he's black, he's got to retire. Because he's a black man, a fit admiral. Take him out of the war. In the middle of a war, when you need someone to go over there and oversee this, because certainly you guys don't know what you're doing, you take him off. In the 2 weeks, we're going to have boots on the ground. Boots on the ground in 2 weeks. We're going to have U.S. Marines in Iran trying to secure that strait. They underestimated what the defense or response would be with Iran. I saw them. They got an F-35 down. I saw them. They know how to send up those missiles. They send a bunch of missiles, a bunch of drones. Then they follow through with those dancing roses. And it confuses the system, the Iron Dome, whatever you call it. It confuses that. And I saw those missiles getting through. Boom, boom, boom. What's up with you? She said boots already on the ground. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. There we go. There you go, brother. We're going to start you on that journey already, clown. Clown. When all is said and done, this man was forced out. It was because of his race. It was done by people who are unqualified, completely unqualified. And we got to sit here and watch a black man who worked his whole life, who've done nothing but follow the rules. These are the guys who follow the rules, man. These are the guys who love their country. And there needs to be pushback if there's something that they say, and they say, well, that's in violation of this code. And they say, okay, let me see that. They will say, yeah, we can't do it that way. That violates this code. That's how you do. You want people to have a conversation. You don't want to turn around and remove someone just because they disagree with you. Maybe you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you're too stupid to understand what it is to be in war. Maybe you're too stupid to understand that. Maybe it's your fault people are going to die because you're too stupid. And Pete argued with this man, and now this man's retiring. Obviously, he was right. Pete was wrong. But Pete's got the power. Pete has the power over him. I grant you that. She said Marines already. I didn't know that. I didn't know we had no boots on the ground in Iran. Well, God bless those men. Oh, man, I don't even know what to say about that, man. When your leadership, the guys who are there to protect you, when your leadership says, hey, I'm not sending my guys off on a suicide mission, and they say, well, you're going to get your ass, get out, you're fired, get out of it. That ain't how it works. That's not how it works. But these clowns think that's how it works. That's not how it works. He's supposed to protect the troops. He's supposed to advise the president. President, Mr. President, that's a mistake, Mr. President. You're not supposed to send your troops in on suicide missions. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to protect your troops. You're supposed to have a strategy. You're supposed to sit back and say, we need these. We're not going to move to this position until we have this type of gunfire to protect us. Right now, we don't have that. So hold the troops there. Well, what are the troops holding up for? Well, we're waiting for us to get these tanks so we can position. No, send them forward. Well, sir, no, send them forward. Sir, I will not order these troops in a position where I can't protect them. What did you say? I will not. You get out of here. See, that's what I'm saying. What the hell? What we got going on there, man? What do we have going on? What's happened to us, man? The racism. They pulled that man from his position because he's black. They tried to humiliate him. He didn't quit. He took the reassignment. They took him down because Trump don't want blacks. Trump don't want blacks in no position of power. So he's doing everything he can to try to get them out. Tell lies, fire them. This brother right here, they lied on this brother. They lied on this brother. And I feel sorry for the fools who think that stuff, some lies on him. Oh, man, it must be true. Why? Because Trump told you so? Because Trump told you so. So that make it true, right? You stupid idiot. And why don't you volunteer to serve? Huh? Instead of all this Trump glazing, why don't you join the military, man, and go serve your country? Why don't you go serve your country, huh? Forced out Admiral Alvin Holsey. Alvin Holsey, forced out. He refused to break the law. He refused illegal orders. That's his obligation. That is his obligation. And the bigots and the racists in the chat box, they don't like when black people disagree with them. Even when they're wrong. You're just supposed to do it. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. I will not betray the oath, my oath of office. I will not betray my soldiers that follow me. I refuse to break the law. And they got rid of the man. Isn't that something? That man got 30 years of honorable service. He's done nothing but be a stand-up man. And they get rid of the man because they can't manipulate him. So who they going to hire in his place? Laura Ingraham? What are they going to do? They're going to put Greg Gutfield. They're going to let him come in there? Yeah, put Greg Gutfield in there. You see what I'm saying? This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. This is racism. This is what that's called, racism. When you're judged because of your race, this is called racism. This black man, they never hired this man. They never trusted this man. They went out of their way to get rid of him. They got rid of this brother. And I know a lot of you in the chat don't like it. They got rid of this brother. I know you don't like that. Y'all don't want black people to have no type of command unless you got them by a lease. They like the Negroes that they can puppet. They like a Negro they can sit on their knee and they got a hand in his back telling them everything to say. What about black on black crime? What about Joe Biden? What about they like Negroes like that. They like Negroes that tell them what they want to hear. You see what I'm saying? What about the truth, brother? What about the truth? We're going to tell the truth over here. And I know you're going to get upset. We're going to tell the truth over here. A black man. Oh, okay. My fault on that one. A black man. Let me back this up. Hold up. Got a little ahead of myself over here. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. It really ain't that. It's where I got the people. A lot of times when you go get this stuff, when you get it, there's misspellings on it. So I don't know the guy. But I got you, brother. We'll take care of that. Holsey. There you go. Piss me off, man. It pisses me off, man, that this brother, he's done everything he's supposed to do. He followed every rule you're supposed to follow. And the only thing that Pete and Trump don't like is that he's black. Because they look at him as black, they think he's a fool and he's going to do whatever he's told to do. And that man ain't going to do that. That man has served his country. He's not going to sit up there and do illegal shit. And these people, I'm going to hide behind my immunity. What about me, sir? What about you? Yeah, and more respect to this brother. Why would he listen to a drunk-ass idiot like Pete Hegseth? Why? This is an honorable man. This man knows what it is to be a man. He understands what being a man is. Being a man is not running around fucking Fox News. Fox News now. The dumbasses of Fox News. Going around, hanging around Fox News. The clown show. The racism. He knows what it is to be a man, man. And that's where when men, see, this is the problem for a lot of guys. This is a problem for a lot of guys when it comes to being a man. When you're not a man, you're going to have problem with men because we're men. When you're not a man, it's going to show. It's going to show. When you're not a man, it's going to show. Amongst men, it's going to show. And you're going to have problems like that. So this brother, look, hats off to this brother, man. Good Lord, hats off to this brother. Brother, we need you. I don't know what to say. We need every bit of you, brother. This is a crazy administration. They hate black people, pretty obvious, especially affluent upper class blacks. They like the Negroes, though. They like the rapper. They like the dusty, dumb rappers. They like those guys because those guys, the Nicki Minaj's, they can manipulate those guys. They're stupid and they're easily to manipulate. But they do not like affluent, educated blacks. This dirtbag right here, Pete. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you challenge this good man right here? What's going on with us, man? Why are we going through this stuff, man? Let me get rid of this. There you go. Can you believe that, man? I just got back in the chat and I saw some gay. Isn't that stuff there in there? Isn't that something, man? That's the country we live in now. A buffoonery. Nothing but buffoonery. And that's another thing. They don't want you to respect this brother. They don't want you to respect him. What's wrong with that? Isn't that something, man? They don't want you to respect this brother. He's expendable. He's expendable. Why you got to respect him? Look up to me. Look up to Pete. Look at Pete Hegseth. Yeah, don't you want to be a Pete? Nah, man. Nah, I don't. I'd rather be Alvin. I'd rather be a leader. I'd rather be someone who knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about. Not someone who's worked at Fox News. You worked at Fox News? You worked at Fox News and you think that I should respect you? Is that what we're doing now? That's what we're doing. I don't know, man. A good man today, let's acknowledge we lost a good man today. We lost a good man. And you know, all of our good men are going to turn, they're not going to fight for Trump. They don't, his lies. They're tired of his lies, just lies. It's nothing but lies. And the dumb Negro always think that that's something to look up to. Man, yeah, man, Trump, man. Man, Trump, he be lying. They be listening to him. He be lying to him. They be listening. So you proud of that? You proud of your country being led by liars? Man, I don't give a damn. You sound like you don't. And that's why you're not going to ever serve. You sound like you don't give a damn. And God help us that we still have a few decent men who haven't given up, who are willing to go through the things that you need to go through. There we go. It took us a minute, but there you go, man. When all is said and done, the first black commander is forced out over an argument between, it was mostly Pete and him. They say Trump was there. He was not willing to do anything illegal. Pete demanded that he do it. He refused. Admiral Holsey was pushed out. No. Yesterday, brother. Yesterday. It became official yesterday. He was forced out. They don't tell me I'm doing the December stuff. This war right here, all of this stuff, people just giving up, man. They don't want to go through. Look, they're willing to go fight at war, but they also took an oath that they wouldn't commit any war crimes. And you're trying to get people to commit war crimes, you dumbass. You guys coming here talking about some Pete, he's trying to get people to commit war crimes. You still proud of Pete? You still proud of Pete? He's trying to get people to commit a damn war crime. Get out of here, clown. And he said, no. It's about honor. You would never understand that. It's about living with a code and being a man of honor. And you and Pete would never understand that. He is the first black commander for South. Was it SOUTHCOM command? He's the first one. And why are you so quick? Why do you have a problem with that? Why do you have a problem with what I post on this thumbnail? Why you going through it with a fine-tooth comb? Why you care? Idiot. See, this is what they do to the black community. They don't want us to acknowledge there are good, decent men like Alvin Holsey who got forced out because of racism. They don't want to do that. They want us to focus on Lil Bootsy. They want us to focus on, and that's what they look at the black community. That's why they have no respect for it. They want you to think it's filled with guys like that. But it's actually filled with men like Alvin Holsey, a man of honor, a man of respect, a man that says, hey, I'll serve, but I will not violate my oath. I will not violate my code. I will not display dishonor. I will not be a dishonorable individual and commit a war crime because the Secretary of War is a dumbass. And he stood up like a man and he said no. Yeah, we gotta watch the profanity, man. He said no. Illegal order, brother. Go look it up. If you don't know, I ain't here to tell you what it is. He refused to participate, and he was given an illegal order, and he said no. That's why they removed him. They tried to humiliate him. They took his command. He didn't say nothing. He continued to serve out his tour. He confronted the Secretary of Defense. Pete was feeling himself. They got into a disagreement. Unfortunately for Alvin, he just simply didn't have the rank to withstand him. So they forced this brother out. The black man, the black man, right? In America, where we're supposed to be one. We're supposed to be one. And they forced the black man out because he's black. And it was racist. And that's when Pete was running around talking about diversity ain't our strength. This guy tell you he's a racist. He has no problem telling you he's a racist. I don't believe in diversity. What's happened to the country, man? What's happened to this country, man? The man put out an illegal order and he bragged. Pete bragged that we're not going to follow the rules in this war. What? Pete said we're not going to follow the rules. We have rules, brother. Man, it's going to be so many heads to fall after this, man. What is up with these dudes? Okay, well, we took care of you. How about that, bro? We got rid of you. How about that? Yeah, the rules of engagement, man. What? We have rules of engagement, man. It means they can do it, you can do it. Either side can, if it's a war crime. That's a war crime. That's a war crime. If they ask you to do something and it's a war crime and you do it, you could be held accountable for that. You could be brought to in front of the Congress. You would have to account for that. You could spend your life in jail. You can't just listen. The orders have to be lawful. The orders have to be lawful. That dude said you must be a dim. So I'm a dim if I'm not a dumbass for Trump, everything he does. So everything he does, what shit, why even be anything? Why even vote? If I got to follow everything he does, you must be a dim. No, I'm not a dim. You must be a racist idiot. And you don't like a black man telling the truth about this war. That's what you don't like. He tried to give out unlawful orders. He refused them. They got into a shouting match. Unfortunately for Admiral Holsey, he only had so much power. He was outpowered by Trump. He was outpowered by the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. But this is what our country is in the hands of now. Fox News hosts. Our country is being led by reality show hosts and Fox News hosts, guys who couldn't even maintain Fox News for over a year. Those are the people in charge making all the decisions. We want the brass to retire. They want the big brass to get out of the way. The same thing with the FBI. We need to get these career people out of the way. Why? Why? Because they won't follow your unlawful orders. And then and we see that now. The people that he put in there, put your puppets in there. They did take an oath to protect America. They're not supposed to violate their oath. They have sense. They know what's good. That's why nobody said, they said going into Iran was the worst thing you can do. And then to go in there with the assumption they wouldn't be able to respond, and we're finding out they more than can. And I just saw Putin. Putin is helping him. Putin is helping Iran. They're trying out all types of missiles. They got all types of technology that the Russians have. They're letting it go to Iran, so they're doing tests. They want to say, what are the U.S. defenses? Well, let's try this new weapon right here to see if it can break down these U.S. defenses. Putin has showed up with a bag of weapons, a bag of missiles. A bag of missiles. It was a bad decision. And your military officers, they're the ones that you go up to and you say, hey. You go up to them and you say, hey, is it a good decision to do this? And they tell you, they advise you. They tell you how many troops it's going to take. They tell you how long it's going to take. But if you say, I don't care about that, I know everything, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. It's going to cave in. Everything's going to fall. What happens is everything starts to unwind. And then what? And then what do you do? Like the stream. Support the platform, man. Hit the super chat, man. We had a black man, the first black commander. He's gone. When Trump got in office, Trump took the man from his post. He's gone. Pete tried to make him do illegal activities. He refused to do them. They forced this brother. They forced the black man, they forced him out. That's racism, brother. That is racism. And these bigots in the chat box, brother, woo, they really think, man, you really think people don't know Trump's a racist, man? You really think that people don't know that? And I know he hung out with Jesse Jackson. Bro, they know. They know what Trump is. You guys lose y'all marbles when it comes. Bro, we know what Trump is, brother. He asked this brother right here to quit. That's racist, brother. He's there to do his mission. Donald Trump, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth forced a black man to retire because he would not do their unlawful, illegal orders. He refused to do there's unlawful, illegal orders. And he did the right thing because he cares about America. These clowns, this Fox News moron, these clowns come over here with the Fox News garbage. Man, I watched Fox News the other day. You think it's a pep rally. You wouldn't even think it's a war. They was beating the bush. Yeah, we'll destroy, yeah. Destroy Iran, yeah. Yeah, man, let's get him again, man. Drop another bomb. I said, is that how the war is going? That's so much propaganda. Bro, I've never said, bro, if you believe that, man, if you believe that, you got to be an idiot. No, he got moved over there to Venezuela. He got moved over there. It's not. I'm going to show you the way, Brad, for let me give you the way. There you go. How about we show you the way out of here, clown? We tell the truth over here, brother. Take your racism somewhere else. We don't want to hear your racism. They got some stooge Negro in the chat box trying to disagree with me. Man, take that stuff on somewhere. We tell the truth over here. This is not Fox News. Okay? We tell the truth. The people want to hear the truth over here. Admiral Alvin Holsey was forced out because he would not commit crimes. Crimes. That man's got almost 35, 36 years, 38 years in the military. No, more than that. Hold up. Yeah, 38 years. No, more than that. More than that. Let's see. Okay. 12. 38 years. That man's got 38 years of honorable service. This man knows the military. It runs in his blood. This is a guy who could have retired 18 years ago. He could have retired 20 years ago. He serves. He's an admirable dude. People look up to him. He helps people. He mentors people. And he's black, though. So because he's black, Trump gets rid of the guy. Trump and Pete forced the guy out. And they knew he was a good man. They said, go and ask him to do this illegal stuff, and you know he'll retire. We want to get this Negro out of here anyhow. We don't need these Negroes running around being in leadership positions. I got more Fox News hosts to hire. I got people in the military, brother. Remember that, all right? It matters to me. I got people in the military every day. I check, make sure they're straight. So you wouldn't understand it. And I expect you, I know you guys would follow every order Trump gave you. If Trump told you to jump off a building, you jump off a building because you're a stupid idiot. This man is not that. He's not going to do anything. And he told him that. You know it was an unlawful order. That's why he's retiring. If it was a lawful order, they could have brought him up on charges. You know it was unlawful. And that's why he didn't do it. He's a man of honor. He's a man of respect. He lives by a code. He refuses to give in. He's a decent man. And you know nothing about that. You wouldn't know anything about that. Look at the men you respect. Trump, Epstein files. You respect him. There's all types of pictures of him with kids. And hold on, are you asking this admiral right here, who's the man of respect? You guys are clowns, man. You're clowns. You're clowns. You're clowns. This man had to endure racism after 30, 36, 37 years in the military. Pure racism being served up by unqualified monkeys. They know nothing of what they're supposed to do. And we're supposed to take that. He says following illegal orders in the military are cause for imprisonment. Read the history of the Nuremberg trials. The excuse of I was just following orders doesn't cut it. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, sir. You hear that? You hear that, you buffoons? You hear that, you stupid buffoons who say they got to do whatever Trump tells them to do? Actually, they don't. You're just a dumb idiot to even think like that. And you guys really want the country to be like that, don't you? You want it, Fox News, you want everybody to watch Fox News and listen to the propaganda and the lies. And you don't like that black people won't do it. That pisses you off. These Negroes won't do it, don't it? That gets you mad. I know the type of Negro you like. You like the little bootsy, the rap Negro, the dusty thug jailhouse Negro. You guys love guys like that. A, they don't vote. B, they're stupid. They know where to stay. They stay on their side of town for the most part. And they keep a nice economy going with the thuggery. All of the crimes, the assaults, that keeps the economy going. Now you can take that money and you can make your suburbs that much better. And you can neglect those Negroes. You don't care what they live like. Potholes, poor schools. This man should be honored. Black History Month, we got to honor Admiral Alvin Holsey for standing up for what was right, for having a code, refusing to follow the illegal orders of Donald Trump and his stupid Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and trying to get black people to think that somehow these men are something to look up to. They don't but lie. They just sit back and just tell lies. Black man, a black admiral, forced out because he's black. Forced out because he wouldn't be a stooge and go out and commit war crimes. 38 years of honorable, decent service. Forced out because he wouldn't commit war crimes. And you guys cool with that? You guys cool with that? We got a guy in the chat talking about Democrats. Wait a minute. You cool with this? Bro, you brainwashed. You are brainwashed. You are flat out brainwashed. A black man, too. A black man forced to leave before he's ready because he was doing the right thing. He could have been that Negro y'all like. He could have been that, you know, that Negro y'all like. He could have been that yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir, boss. You want me to bomb these people, boss? I don't care nothing about no stinking orders. I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do, sir. Mr. Donald Trump, I'm going to drop it wherever you want to drop it, sir. See, he ain't like that. And they don't like Negroes. They like Negroes like that. He ain't like that. I've been telling you, bro, they like these Negroes in the pocket. And that's why Trump want to fire all them dudes, all of those senior FBI guys, because they not stooges. He got his stooge, Pete. That's his stooge. That's his buffoon. Like the stream, man. Well, Trump wasn't the biggest donor, but I'll grant you Trump did 80 years ago. I mean, yeah, 80 years ago when he helped Jesse Jackson, Trump helped. I grant you that. He changed, though. He's changed. He'll tell you he changed. Is it the white supremacist always has to go back when the bigot and the racist, right? When they was good to black people. They won't talk about now. They always have to go back in time. And you see the bigot and the white supremacist try to pretend, you know, that the guy, you say, hey, man, that guy's a racist. Oh, no, he's not. When he was 22, he had a football team. Well, he's 56 now, and he's a racist. Oh, no, he's not. He was a coach of a football. Get your ass out of here. Yeah, go back in the Wayback Machine. Go back in the Wayback Machine. This is ridiculous, man. A black man, honorable man, 38 years in the service, has to retire, forced out because he's doing his job. His job is to advise the president and advise his seniors. That's his job. Because he says, hey, I'm not going to commit a war crime. They forced the guy out. What's wrong with that? He said, wait a minute. If we just bomb people like this, these are not combatants. Do you understand? I cannot bomb a non-combatant. Well, I'm telling you to do it. And he's like, okay, because you work for Fox News, used to be a Fox News host, what's that supposed to mean? You more American than me? I've been in the military for 38 years, honorably serving my country. You had a BS, you had a never watched program, a shit show on Fox News. And now you sitting up here talking about you in a position to try to advise an admiral. Get the hell. And you know what? You guys in this chat, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're dishonorable. How in the hell can you take Pete's side over his? That's insane. I can't believe you can say that with a straight face. You would take Pete over him. And we're worse off. We are worse off now because of this. Because of this. We're less of a country now. Because of this absolute foolishness. Complete madness. And I don't care what you call me, bigot. I don't care what you call me. I'm going to tell the truth, you bigot. And they've made racism where they don't want you to ever bring it up, even though somebody's suffering from it. I'm going to bring it up, bigot. I know you don't like it. Idiot. And you're a complete imbecile to take Pete Hegseth's side over Admiral Alvin Holsey. Isn't that something? Because he's black, though. That's the problem. Is he's black. And they low-key the chat box, they hate him because he's black. That's what it's about. He's black. That's what it's about, ain't it? He's black. I don't like no black admiral. I don't care about you, no admiral. You ain't no admiral to me. I'm going to listen to Fox News hosts. That's who I like. I like the Fox News hosts. And none of these cowards, every one of them in the chat box who's saying this stuff, defending Trump, you are a coward. None of these cowards are going overseas or joining the military. They're sitting around running off at the mouth, hoping they can try to brainwash me into thinking because I'm black, it's okay for me to suffer racism. And that's not going to work with me. That's not going to work with me. You got your people, go talk. You know the usual suspect. You know these Negroes. They got the Nicki Minaj's. They got the lower tier blacks. They got the blacks on the lower stratus, the dumbasses. If Trump say jump off that building, they jump off that building. They'll do anything he tells them to do. Like the stream, brother. There you go, brother. I rescued you, brother. I just rescued you. You know what I'm going to do? And there's a bunch of cowards here. I'm going to drop this link. I want somebody who can tell me how they can justify Pete. Just justify it. How can you say it's okay for Pete to let that man retire and know damn well that man is obligated to follow the law. That's his obligation. That's his responsibility. We had a guy up here, they ran, the other guy ran him off. Brother, whoever you are, brother, the brother who's teaching his son mandolin, brother, we didn't mean to hurt your feelings, brother. You all right with me, bro? You know, I'm out to pull Tabor off you Negroes that weak. I'm out to pull him off, y'all. He done ran you out. That man done ran, they ran that man back to Nigeria. Bro was coming up here, and he just all of a sudden ran off, man. Like the stream, man. We got the join. I'm going to show you how. This is what I'm talking about. There you go. There's the join link, man. We'll take your thoughts. If you know how to comport yourself in a respectable way, you're welcome. If you're an idiot, you're wasting your time. Don't come up here. We like fair, balanced, rational debate. We like that. We appreciate that. You know what we're going to do? We're going to appease you, Mr. Brad. Right there. There you go. Bam. There you go, Mr. Bud Russell. Idiot. Guy says, well, look, we got an Australian in here. He says, I'm Australian. I was brought up with the movie Friday. Boys in the Hood, White Men Can't Jump. You guys are legendary. Thank you, sir. Well, I disagree. Well, I am. I'm legendary. You have a strange name. I don't, which makes me wonder if you're just a troll or something. But I am legendary. But, just you're watching a couple of movies. That's not the whole black experience. It's more to the black community than a couple of movies, brother. But then again, you are Australian, so. You are Australian, so. The ballroom, they can have the ballroom, man. If they want to have a ballroom, they can have a ballroom. I have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is I have a problem with top brass doing their job and then being forced out. It's their job to advise these people. They're supposed to listen to them. They're not supposed to argue with them and then try to pull rank on them. Pete Hegseth is from Fox News. This war is not partisan, even though Trump's trying to make it that way. They're not when they drop those Marines, when they put boots on the ground, they're not going to say, are you all Republicans or are you all Democrats? They're not going to do that. They're going to all be Americans. But Trump's the one who does that. He does that. I don't know why he does that, but and Pete's this way. And then they lied on this brother talking about he was a leaker. Man, you guys will believe anything. That man didn't leak nothing. If anything, Pete's the leaker. If anything, Pete is the leaker. I'm going to tell you something, bro. Whoever you are, Mr. Australian man, I wish you the best of luck. But you can't have these zesty tags, man. We don't like zest. We don't like a zesty tag. Yeah, you can take that somewhere else, brother. Hey, did you see Ray J? I'm not going to do. Ray J made a bunch of zesty threats. Oh, that man's out of his mind, brother. Woo, that man said some of the most ridiculous. Ray J needs to just come on out, man. I think that stuff he was talking about, Cameron and Mace, man, listen to what you tell another man. It's wrong. What happened to doing the right thing, man? What have we become now? Have we become Russia? So now we get off on doing the wrong thing? What's happened to us, man? Have we become Russia now? He said Ray got to understand. Yeah, and Brandy was getting it in. Brandy had motion. Brandy was out there for a minute, man. Why he ashamed of this? That's a man. You ain't never got to be ashamed of that, man. You don't have to be ashamed of your sister moving like that, you know. Your sister got a lot of men, and, you know, you ain't one of them, bro. You telling me that for? You not one of them, sucker. Fuck you talking about? Look, we got to get back to this. Nah, it's Tuesday. Nah, no, thank you. I'm not touching that. He said, no, sir. Nah, man, look, we got to get back on this thing. Look, he said Pete was a Fox News host for the weekend. He's got a job in the Trump administration. We see that Janine, she's got it over in Washington. What's going on, man? What's going on with our country, man? A man says, I will not violate my oath of office. I will not give out unlawful orders or accept them. And they asked the guy, they forced the guy out. It like respect and honor don't mean anything. Decency don't mean anything. All they want is blind obedience. And you see that from a lot of the Trump people and a lot of these Trump followers. They do that to each other. They want blind obedience. Like a stooge. That's like a stooge. That's a sin out. That's a peon. You have a leader and he got a bunch of peons. They never question the leader. That is gang stuff. That's thug stuff. Like the stream, man. We got the join link posted, man. We'll take your thoughts. Admiral Alvin Holsey was forced out. Unfortunately, he was asked to leave. It's unfair. He's black. It's racist. Trump and Pete, they don't want black people in power. They don't want black people in charge, and they don't respect black people. That's why they didn't listen to this man. I don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. Our troops will be putting boots on the ground, and in the midst of all of this, in the midst of hate and racism, the black troops going to have to exist in the midst of hate and racism. And I'm talking about the Pete Hegseth and the Donald Trump. This man right here was a black man. He worked 38 years of honorable service. He was CO. He was head of the joint. He was an honorable dude. He was ordered to do something illegal. He refused. Hegseth tried to raise his voice and disrespect this man. This man opted to get out. He was forced out. This is unacceptable. And see, this is where I know I'm right. I know I'm right because the chat box, they'll say stuff, but when you offer them an opportunity to come up and try to justify it, you won't see them. Because they know, they know I'm right. They know I'm right.
I gotta say, Platt, let me say this, man. You just said about Brandy. I say, yeah, Brandy did have some motion back in the day. I don't see why Ray J surprised. He out here doing the same thing with females, low key. But back to this story right quick. You can hear me?
Mm.
Just making sure,
yeah,
man.
I hear you.
I mean, I'm outside right after Texas, Arizona border or New Mexico. But man, I can't even. I'm just being honest with you. G, listen, man, we at war. And ain't no room for nobody to be non-compliant, bro.
What if it's illegal?
Man, he didn't get there without doing illegal acts.
This is right.
I gotta say it, G. You can't get that type of power without doing something at some point.
That man ain't did nothing. That
40
man,
years, bro.
this
You don't
guy,
think so?
this guy.
I'm just saying,
No,
G.
no, I don't,
You don't
Tabor.
think so?
I don't think Admiral Alvin Holsey did things illegal to get where he is. I think
That's
he's an
tough, G.
honorable dude. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a credit to his race. And I think he has an obligation to say, I will not violate my oath. I will not violate my country. I will not participate or enact illegal, unlawful orders. And he walked away from those. He walked away from both of those guys.
He walked away, like when they was talking to him.
He could have, but no, he walked away because they forcing him out. They saying we don't want an honorable man in here. We don't want a guy that's gonna tell the truth. We don't want a guy who's looking out to do the right things. We looking for a stooge. We need to take one of these Fox News clowns, stick them in there, and they'll do anything we tell them.
Yeah, G. I mean, that's man. Listen, I gotta be honest with you. If let's say whoever was his superior, isn't Admiral like the top?
Oh yes,
that's top. So he
that's
worked
up there.
hard. So I mean, I'm hearing what you're saying, but 40 years, man, you don't get to a certain point without doing something. That's that's like you dealing with your boss and telling them, no, you're not gonna do something, right? You can't tell somebody in the chat, tell me if I'm wrong. If your boss told you to do something and you don't do it, would you not expect to get fired? No matter what it is. And then they got, I'm pretty sure a couple people in the chat can say that they know a couple bosses as they was coming up that cut corners, that did some illegal things based on numbers or keeping food too long, right? Hiring people, right? So it's all across the board, man. This is America. I can't see the morals and ethics side.
Well, the military is a little bit different. You're conflating 30, 40 years in the military, coming up the ranks with like a Trump being a civilian and tax fraud and all of the stuff, the real estate fraud. That's different. You can't do that in the military. If he committed that, he'd be punished.
This is something we spoke about the last time we was on the live, and he was talking. I forgot who it was. He was talking about new codes, and he was like, they don't have to push the button. And it's just what I was saying last time. I was like, then somebody's gonna step up and push that button because they want to get their rank up. As soon before he walked out their door and before they fired him, they already had the next admiral in line or the next person to take his place.
That's sad too, man. That's sad. That don't mean he should do it though. Hats off to this brother.
Hey, to be honest with you, if we talking about we going to war, and this is, I mean, I know you always be like, you be trying to like put the streets in it, but if we going to war and somebody is non-compliant, be honest with you, G, homie was lucky to make it home. I didn't even know he existed. There could be a situation, possibly, right, for him to, before he even touched down to where he was going to go and pick up what he needed to pick up by way of his belongings, wife would have called, the house being foreclosed on, car being repossessed, the credit then got shot, we can't get in the bank accounts. Man, boys could have did it way worse. Besides whatever he's getting, and then making it a national, man. If based on the Boosie situation, you said it earlier about them doing them putting Boosie out there based on what it was, right? So we can focus on that. This is the same type of situation. They know as black people, we about to get emotional. We about to be online and we about to have like a stream like this, right? Even though we know like he is like I'll say the odd man out. Like he kind of out of place. Right? Again, I didn't even know he existed, but I wouldn't know all the military ranked people. You don't know who's who until you find out somebody that ranked that high. He got, like you said, I guess, based on his morals.
How's he out of place?
Because you said it was racism.
They're
Trump gonna put
racist.
one.
They're
Yeah,
racist to him.
yeah, which I understand. So he would be out of place. So they're gonna put one of
Well, hold
theirs in
on,
there.
because he's black.
Yeah, you said it's racism. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Wow,
He would be
wow.
out of place.
So that's cool. So you've been in the military for 38 years. It's cool. Some white man tell you black, so you can go ahead and retire.
Man, big dog, I ain't gonna even say is not what's right or wrong. It's America. That's why I be telling you every time I be talking about something. I mean, it's America. Like we could want to move morally, but there's things that go on a daily basis. People act like it ain't happening.
Technically, Pete is his boss. Should he have talked back to Pete?
What do you mean?
The dude that had the nothing Fox News show.
Should he said something back to Pete?
Yeah, that's his boss.
No. It wouldn't make no sense. He gonna lose his job. He'll mess around and get blackballed. We know how people play the game.
How are you gonna get the man's an admiral?
Well, okay. I thought you was talking about the dude at Fox News.
Brother, Pete used to work for Fox News. How dare he question Admiral Alvin Holsey? How dare he? That is offensive, and that's unacceptable. You're saying he's supposed to listen to Pete Hegseth? Now you're going to take a man that's been serving this country for 38 years and bring on a clown, Pete Hegseth, and then tell her, you got to listen to Pete Hegseth. No, I will not listen to Pete Hegseth, and I will stand on, I will not violate the law for you.
And if he don't violate the law, they're going to put somebody in his place who will gladly violate the law for their pay raise, for their rank up, to be looked at, and to be able to step in the White House. It's America, fam. Even when we know it's wrong, right? What was the order? I gotta ask that. What's the order? Do you know?
Illegal.
That's all they said. It was illegal order.
I know what it is, but I'm not gonna get into that. Look, at the end of the day, it was an illegal order. I wouldn't have done it. It's illegal. You can't do that. That's illegal. And then when you start talking about non-combatants, man, you can't just, hey man, if I went to Iran, I can't take my government issue weapon, go over the hill, and there are just some sheep herders. They're just a little village, maybe 30 people. They herd sheep. It's mostly women, about 20 guys. They've done nothing to me. They just happen to be Iranian. They've done nothing to me. I can't just go over there with my gun and start shooting them. That's illegal. That's a war crime.
But gee, somebody go do it.
They are considered a non-combatant. All that has to be proven. If they got enemy in the stuff, then you got to prove that. That's different. But if they just not bothering you and they just happen to be over the hill that you guys found and they pose no risk, and you've even watched them, you might even search them. You saw nothing that would make you think that they are in cahoots with the military or anything like that. You can't just go over there and say, and you can't, if I told you, if I'm your boss, I say, hey, Tabor, go over there and get rid of every last one of them, all of them. Even the chickens and the goats.
If you my boss,
honest
opinion, G. And if you my boss, you talking military, and I know what is at stake as far as I'm concerned. If you told me to jump off the bridge, I probably would have done it. You my boss. I got two ways to look at this. Either you gonna do something about it, right? Or I'm gonna do something about it, or you gonna send somebody else to do something about it, right? If I don't do nothing about it, right, military wise, you can put me wherever you want to put me. You can make false charges against me. People can lie on me. A whole bunch of other soldiers said I did something and didn't.
But bro, if you do that, that's a war crime. You don't know that?
I mean, again, G, this is America.
Wow.
Hey, I'm being honest with you, fam.
Wow,
I can't look at it
bro.
no other
I don't know
way.
what I'm doing, bro. This is wild. That's crazy. That man said he go do it.
I would do
Can
it.
you believe that? Now we know in this age, it's actually some sense to it considering the people over you.
Yeah.
But can you imagine this was say 2015? And we're actually looking at someone saying, I'm gonna go over here because Sergeant told me, and I emptied 2 clips on this sheep village right here. Why? Oh, he just told me get rid of them, they're the enemy. Well, did they have any weapons? No. It was mostly women, sheep, and a few old men. Did they pose any threat to you? They didn't. They all got down when I did it. Man, that's a war crime, brother.
Listen, fam. There's a dude in the comments, right? I was looking at the comments. He said, "Why would you be immoral? America has always been immoral. Always. You cannot tell me a time that this country was not. This is the same country that bombed Tulsa, right? When a certain race of people was coming up that benefited the American people overall. Overall, the capitalism would have benefited off of that situation. It didn't matter. Immoral. There's no ethics. There's no morals when it comes to war. So for them to be overseas, Trump to move how he moved, and everybody knows it, he could have easily stepped down. Now let's just say he come out of this, right? When you was talking earlier, I was just like, man, I can see a dishonorable discharge. I can see him losing benefits. I can see them making it hard for him to get at the benefits he earned after the fact. They just put him through the ringer. Why not? We know what you did. Everybody knows. We don't care that it was the wrong choice. You should have did it. That's America. How
can you say that knowing he got 38 years of service? He's a military man. Trump and Pete, they're not military. Well, the chat say Pete got some time. Well, why is Pete asking him to do it? He's doing it because Trump's telling him to do it?
But Trump the big dog. You can't argue. You can have morals when you want to, but not on this field. Not today. Not in these times. Man.
You got to understand, and you got to do it. You have to do it when it looks like you got your back to the wall. You cannot. Look. If it's an unlawful order, you can't do it.
You remember? Well,
if somebody went and got, if somebody. They went and shot that whole little village up, and then as they went through, they said, "You and Simmons go check everything. Y'all go through and check through. Everybody's passed away. If y'all pull a blanket back and you see 4 kids, you have to turn them kids over. You can't. But see what I'm saying? You saying I'm just gonna take my gun out. Yeah, actually, that's a war crime.
But you can't tell me that
is a war crime. That's a war crime.
It's a war
crime.
There
ain't nothing else to talk. There's no conversation to have. That is a war crime. There's nothing to talk about. That's a war crime. Now you could be judged because you pulled the seat off and saw 5 kids. I mean 5, like 2-year-old bunch of infants. And you could be judged because you turn around, you threw the sheet back on him and said, "Let me go catch up with the command." And then he said, "What's going on there?" "Everybody's taken care of, sir. Nothing back there." And then y'all took off. And then they said, "Well, they just starved to death or whatever." But if you do something to them, that's a war crime, man.
Well, because they can't fight back?
That's one of the reasons.
Why? Because they didn't have a gun?
They're non-combatants.
Okay, so that for the most part, that they mean they can't fight back.
Well, yeah. If you're a toddler, 9 months, you probably can't fight back.
Okay, so we talking about America where ABing is legal in some states.
A what?
They can. I didn't want to say that when the woman takes a key.
That ain't got nothing to do with that though. You mixing apples and oranges.
I'm not. Nah, gee, that's the same. We talk about morals.
No, it's not. That's apples and oranges because you're talking about somebody doing something to somebody.
That's the same thing. You talking about somebody.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same thing, brother. He says the same thing.
It's the same
brother, you know what?
Bro.
That's why you got to have a code because you got Tabor, and he's right. There are guys out there, like he said, as soon as the general steps down, him and his morals, Trump done already replaced him. He's already replaced him with a guy saying, "Put him. Where's he at? I'll line him in the sight right now." Okay, fire. He right.
So even go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm saying that when he says that, when Trump says that, you have to say no. You have to say, well, we can't do that. Sir. We're not capable of doing that, sir.
Yeah, man. I mean, if this is not a situation to where he owns what he's doing. He has no real power. He was put in position. You have no power. So if I own a company, right, I can tell myself that I don't want to do certain things for money. So I'm gonna go raise my own funds. Whatever I do to get those funds, right? Let's say I do something legal to get my funds. That's how I got my funds, was what I consider to be legal, right? Ethically or morally, whatever, right? That's how I got it. But I can walk away from somebody trying to give me money to do something. He can walk away too, but it comes with a level of consequences. Everything got a consequence if you don't do something.
Why does he have to? Why don't they just do what they need? Why don't they follow the rules of engagement? Why don't they go after enemy combatants? And why doesn't he go to Congress? I mean, and why don't they declare this a war? Because that's the thing. I saw Pete say he wants $200 billion for what? A conflict? Are you going to declare it a war?
I think that if they tell us we're at war, the American people it's gonna be bad by way of reactions and emotions. I mean, and then we got social media too. Oh man, it's gonna be hoarding. If you think the thing back in what 2020 was crazy, they's gonna be even more crazy out here. The people gonna stop going to work. They gonna hoard tissue. they gonna do goofy things, man. Banks ain't getting paid back. People ain't paying on their house notes. The money got to keep flowing. Everybody in the chat room, everybody on YouTube, we all just a cog in the machine of America.
Man, I had forgot about that. He said hoard tissue. I had forgot.
Hey, man.
No, I remember it, man. I remember they had some. Man, they showed up. I think that tissue was from Mexico. It was like funny name on it. It was cheap, but they were selling it for like $6.
Oh yeah, a roll.
You got like
you got
4 rolls, 4 large rolls for $6, and it was like some Mexican. It was some Mexican stuff. Man, that stuff was so cheap, man.
And if what 1 ply, and
if you had yep. They didn't have no they had no bounty or nothing like that. The shells were bare.
So if you had your credit up, right, you could have capitalized and bought a whole lot of tissue just on credit and flipped it a few times over. That's America.
Probably could have.
That's what you would have happened. But if
people know you, if people know that's what you're doing,
yeah, people gonna come. I seen them selling down. Man, they were selling seeds online, bro. Boys were selling just regular seeds. That's gonna take you 6 months to grow. Ain't even in seeds. People was buying seeds off of Etsy and stuff. Man, they got videos about it. Man, they ain't gonna declare war because they know better. They know what American people gonna do. Right? It's just gonna be chaos in the streets. They about to go rob and steal everything walking. Nobody's safe. We don't care who you are. You're not safe. Police officers ain't about to go home. Go to work, most likely. Because they can't protect their family.
Your job, Tabor, is to advise the president. So if he don't know what he's doing, if the Secretary of War doesn't know what he's doing, and you advise them and they get mad, it's their fault, not yours. You're saying you're supposed to go in there and lie to them and tell them what they want to hear. He could have done that.
That's America.
That's ridiculous, brother.
That's America, brother. We know it.
No, it's about honor, bro. It's about honor and honesty and being a good person, man.
When have America stood on what you just said? What you just said, when have America actually stood on that?
Admiral Holsey is an example that still exists.
Yeah, but he got fired for doing that. So that means his higher ups didn't even respect what he
Yeah,
said.
but
Or did.
he's got his dignity.
I got a lot of people that's homeless right now that have dignity, that didn't have their own, that made certain moves, invested in people. They gave them 40 years. And when the time permitted itself, not only did they not respect what he said, they fired him and they made it national news. Come on, man. America have always been like that. They gonna
Man,
make an example out of you.
I'm afraid to live in a country where we don't have honor or dignity. I don't even that's not even a society. We no longer live in a society.
We live how whoever make the rules. They make the
Well,
rules, man.
if everything is about what's best for you, we're no longer in a society.
You talking about like the I got me, get you type situation?
No, what you just said, if Trump tell you to do it, you just do it. What if it's wrong? You don't do it if it's wrong.
Man,
You said, well, if I don't do it, I'm gonna lose my job. You might.
you lose everything. This what I was telling you earlier. They can take it, man. Listen, they can take this to hell, Platt, as far as it goes for him personally, right? Because certain people just got power. And even though you think that they wouldn't do it, right? You want them to look at you, man. You just you go disrespect my 40 years that I served. You didn't respect it, sir. You gotta go. And you know what? On your way out, don't even worry about going home because we taking that too. We go have the bank call your loan. That school of your wife that we know about into because we cut them checks, yeah, we go ahead and cut that off. We gonna do the same thing with your kids. So he got his morals and his dignity, but America don't move like that. He ain't the only one. They do it for everybody, every other race too.
No,
We talk
it's guys like him who make America the country that it is.
who?
Admiral Holsey.
Man, listen here, Flat. I hear you, brother. I'm telling you, I hear you. But
Guys like him make me proud to be an American.
Hey, and we can say that, right? I'm proud to be American. I'm proud to be an American based on other things that's going on, right? And I know for the most part, people will do a whole lot of dirt in their life, right? Do a whole lot of scheming and scamming, and then when they get older, they want to be on this religious walk, right? This moral high ground, and it be like, homie, you spent 20 years terrorizing the hood. You came home for jail after doing 15, right? On top of the 20 years that you terrorized, and now you coming back and you trying to do right by the community. That's America, bro. Older age. But I'm just saying, bro. I can't see somebody really getting into that type of power and not doing some unlawful things at times, bro. I'm being honest, bro.
I
I'm being
can.
honest.
We just different people. I can.
Yeah,
I think that the Admiral Alvin Holsey, I would hope. I don't know his age. He's in his 50s. I would hope he considered running for president. After he's been forced out with his background, I'd love to see him run for president. Maybe he can bring this country back together. Maybe we need a guy like that who's got values to say, hey, we're going to do the right thing, not the easy thing, but the right thing.
Yeah,
and we need guys. We need guys like him. And I think that Trump's going to be worse off because when you get rid of all of your good, all the decent, honorable men, then what do you have? A bunch of dishonorable men looking for a come up.
And that's America right there. You just said it. That's America. No matter, I don't care what y'all talk about in the chat. If you can't get up here and state something and make some points, you really ain't saying nothing. You just typing. You the same people that wouldn't go to war, right? Play your position to get in his position and tell me that you go play it a certain way. And if you ever cheated on your taxes for a couple dollars, Don't tell me about morals, bro. That ain't you. That's the chat. You feel what I'm saying? You're talking to me
Well, when
like,
you start talking about
man, all that's
illegal
the
order,
same. All that's the same, bro. It's the same, G. I'm telling you. I know you don't see it like I see it. I see it as all the same, fam. No matter what. Just because you cheated over $50 and the other dude got 500 out the same deal, right? You can't be mad because he got 500 out the deal.
which one of those men up there, Admiral Holsey, Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, would you
Which,
want to marry your sister?
what do you mean? The Admiral?
Which one of those men up there would you want to marry your sister?
Is this me not knowing who my sisters are? Are we being honest right now? Like, I can say the Admiral, but
Okay, well, that's what I'm talking about. So if you say the Admiral, why you think that they should have final judgment over him? I mean, if anything, he should have the final word. When you're a leader like a Trump, you listen to your Admiral.
Yeah,
you might disagree with him, but you listen to him. But they don't want to listen to nobody. So they get rid of this guy for nothing. And it's racist.
But Trump don't have to be like though. Trump ain't trying to be like. He gonna do what he gonna do.
But what about our troops though? We got to save lives.
They pawns. Everybody's a pawn. Even if you own your own business and got millions, you're a pawn. You are a slave to American machine. Even if you homeless. If you homeless and you get these benefits, they justify putting money in certain places. Trump not saying I don't know, but there's an incentive to war on all sides. Anybody that deals with it, depending on how you move. I was just watching War Dogs last night. One of your callers, we was on here the other day, and we was talking about it. And I just watched it last night. And it's just like, we can say what we want, but America gonna make their money, fam. Everybody gonna make their money. They don't really care about you. Your job don't care about you. You are replaceable. There's a person that will move like a robot to take your job. I mean, that will move like a robot to do your job, to get their money up. Oh, he don't want the position. I'll take it. Well, you got to do this. Woo, 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 woo. I'll do it. He was already replaced before they fired him.
Well, you're right. You're probably right about that. That's just show you how pathetic things are. That's crazy, bro. I can't even imagine a war with no rules of engagement. I can't even imagine that. You just do what you want to do.
Yeah, bro. But that's America too. That's regular civilians. They know the law. They know you shouldn't take
War is different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that.
I know you don't look at it saying some street
it's all the same.
No, they're not soldiers though.
It don't even matter. Wouldn't it be unlawful for a citizen just to knock off a citizen just for doing whatever they think is wrong? It's
unlawful, but what I'm saying is you in the military, there's expectations that you'll be treated a certain kind of way and you treat people a certain kind of way.
Yeah, but America don't move like that, fam. Listen, I want to have high hopes. I want to have, as a kid, I would have high hopes. I would be like, man, this is just the greatest country on earth. Woo, 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 woo. Right? And I get old and I just be like, I'm talking 18. And you start seeing how there's certain information you didn't get. That was a choice by way of the people that raised me. They didn't get the knowledge, so they couldn't pass nothing on to me. So I had to learn for myself. This is how it is out here. Nobody had to tell me to be respectful to a police officer. I seen enough damage being done to just be respectful. Now, if they wanted to take me out for whatever the reason to justify, get a little bit of time, get a slap on the wrist, paid leave, it's going on right now. So I can't see it no different. I would want to. I would want a better world for my kids. But I'm pretty sure there were some people back in the 50s that got into the military and was the same way, went and fought for the country and came home and found out what it was. We ain't got nothing for you, big dog. Yeah, there's a homeless shelter over there for you. I know a dude that was in a homeless shelter at Star Hope. His name David, same name as me, right? He came back from military and he had to fight for his kid. And in court, they used the fact that he was in the military. I
Okay.
watched that brother cry in counseling. It was the saddest moment, bro. He couldn't get his benefits. They was fighting him on that. He couldn't get a job. They was fighting him on that. They said he had PTSD, whatever that is. I watched this dude wake up in the middle of the night yelling and screaming certain sounds. I'm watching him jump. He had no assistance. I'm just saying. So when you talk about how the standard of what military is, man, the boys come home and just don't have nothing. So I can see him having to follow orders. How much they get paid? Anybody know what the military get paid? I know
Brother,
they will fight you for your benefits because they fought my dad. Go ahead.
You were not, you didn't serve. So what I'm saying is you wouldn't understand. It's about honor. You still have, it's about respect, and there's certain things you'll do, certain things you won't do. But I get what you're saying. You're talking about dudes to do anything, which they will. You know, when you start talking about the streets, yeah, these dudes will do anything. They'll do anything to get in good with somebody. You know, a rapper, a dude that's in the neighborhood, a dope boy that control 2 blocks. Yeah, they'll do anything for that. But I'm not talking about. I'm talking about your obligation that you have. And he's saying he's the one who they should be listening to. He's got 38 years in. He's advising them instead of saying, "Hey, you know what? I think he's right. We're gonna go with the admiral. We're gonna go with what the admiral says." They in there arguing with the admiral, saying we're gonna listen to what Pete says. Pete had a Fox News show.
I can see that, right? I can see some people backing the admiral and believe they was doing right by him, right? So I can also see the admiral getting fired and everybody that he was over that's high rank, they got the boot too. But we know about the admiral, not about nobody else. That's America, bro. That's what I mean.
So you stand on it. You think he was wrong to he should do whatever Trump told him to do.
He military, bro. He military. We at war. They have there's no, what's the word, man? There's no space, right, for you to start moving how you want to. We at war, bro. We at war, G. I ain't saying it's right. I ain't saying it's wrong. All I'm saying is we at war. He ain't gotta listen.
I'm saying it's wrong.
You said what?
I'm saying it's wrong. It's wrong, man. Non-combatants are never on the table. I'm saying it's wrong.
Man, listen, bro. I mean, again, you tell me about the streets, and you can't put it to the streets. They got families that get knocked off just because an uncle did something. An uncle went and robbed somebody. Well, the family can get it, including the kids. Everybody can get it. We got things going on right here at home. Everybody can get it, and some just won't get it as far as the benefits of being in America, right? But there's also ways to move to get what you want. That, man, that's a lot of power, bro. Admiral, I don't hear about those too often. I can't remember the last one I seen posted anywhere for anything, right? And the one we talking about is, we not talking about how great he was based on some achievements because he retired. We talking about him getting fired. And that's the crazy conversation to have. Instead of it being an honorable, he stepped down situation. I would have just stepped down, to be honest with you. But then again, I can't be mad at the backfiring I get from my superiors or the people that over the paperwork. When it's time
So
for me to
you don't have no problem with what Trump did, letting this guy they forced him out instead of begging him to stay in the military because they need him because he's a needed asset.
Bro, they got 200 cats that's qualified to take his position at least.
No, they're not qualified. Not really.
You don't think so?
No, they might have.
They got to be a number.
It might
that's
be 10.
That's 10.
Yeah, but it's different. He's got a lot of experience. He sees the world from his own view. Those other people do too. It's not a good idea to do that.
Yeah.
This is a mistake. And who would you who would you listen to, Pete or him? And you already said, obviously, Alvin. You go with Admiral Alvin over Pete. Well, I don't understand why people don't understand. Pete is the one who should be forced out. Pete is the one that should be cleaning out his desk.
Does Pete pay ball with Boss Man?
Yeah, but he needs to be. That's the one that should be kicked out.
That we all know the suck up at the job. The suck up can be an F up. The suck up can be the son of the owner. They not about to put him out. They'll put you out for doing what's right. You did everything right.
He is needed. No, I'm saying in the chat, they say he ain't needed. You crazy. You crazy. You don't understand business either. You got a lot of people that's in the chat. They don't understand business. Business is more than a monopoly board. You got to deal with your people. Why would I take a guy who's been working at the company for 38 years and fire him because of some nitwit I hired from off Fox News? That's bad for business.
Depending on who's running the business. They don't see it like that. And Trump already got his bread. So in reality, he don't care if he mess up the American economy anyway. He's in a position to play either side that he wants to. And we're not talking about in a small position. We're talking about in a position that can make billions for anybody that deal with him. Elon was he had billions already.
Yeah, he was asked to break the law. He chose not to. Had he fulfilled the missions or the orders that he was given by Pete, which was authorized by Trump, he would have been in violation of the law. All this stuff, wait for Congress and all of that. Maybe he don't want to do it, and he's smart to not do it because they're gonna say you ain't got no immunity. If you go out here and you willfully break a law, you're gonna be held accountable. He said, "I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah, there's that. I can see that. I can see the people in charge playing it on both sides. Either you gonna do it or you don't. Well, there's a reason to fire you. We've been wanting to fire you anyway. You just gave us a reason. That's regular jobs. People quit. Had a little nephew, he had to die his first job. He ended up quitting because he didn't.
So what about all the men? What about all the men that's gonna die?
Now you ain't got a job.
No, Tabor. So you cool? Tabor, you
can't
cool?
Be mad. At least on his situation with the Admiral, fam. You can't be mad if your next check don't come in.
Tabor.
On time.
Tabor.
You can't be mad if you start having problems with the bank.
Tabor, hold on. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, brother?
That nice house you got.
Brother, I don't think. Can you hear me?
He live in a nice house in a nice neighborhood, and then his neighbors probably all gung ho Trump fans, right? Why didn't you just follow orders? They ain't even your friends.
There we go. Can you hear? Can you hear me, Tabor? Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on.
When like cats like that get real power.
Tabor, can you hear me? Yeah, something going on. So something is going on. I don't know what's going on, man. It's some strange stuff, man. He couldn't hear me. And this guy, he supports Trump. So, you know, I'm supporting what's right, man. I think the guy's job is to advise. The guy disagreed. He said, don't do it. Trump gonna sit around there and let Pete talk down to the man. The man said, I'm gonna retire. That makes us weaker. We're less of a group now. We're less off now. We're less of a group. We would have been better if this man would have stayed loyal, if he would have stayed in the military, if he would have stayed advising. You have to understand that just because you in charge don't mean you know everything. That's why you have people who advise you and help you. That's why you sit back and then you make you sit back and then you make determinations based off of evidence, and you do it with multiple people, and then you, that's how you strategize. You don't say one guy, Trump say, well, I'm gonna do it my way. Well, we can't defend that position. Well, I'm gonna do it my way. Go ahead and get those troops up. They need to be going up at least another 10 miles. Well, right now we don't have anything to put down fire. Just do it, because that you can't do that, man. That's not how you run nothing. It's not how you win no war. That's how you lose a war. That's how you lose a war. Like the stream, man. Yeah, and he needs to he got to understand he's the commander in chief. He's got to let his generals and stuff, he got to let them handle that stuff. Stay out of that. You don't see Admiral Alvin Holsey sitting up there talking about taxes. Admiral Holsey was commander of Southern Command, South America, Caribbean Command. Pete's war crimes, didn't command anything in the military. Pete wasn't senior commander in military. Pete and Trump wanted him to do something that's illegal, man. Now, you could say, well, just do what you're told. He could have done that. Why you think the man's retiring? The man was asked to do something that he said was illegal. It goes against what he believes in. What about honorable, decent men? We done forgot about those. They no longer matter now. We don't care about the good guys. We don't have no respect for the good guys anymore. Ain't that something? We've lost our way, man. We have lost our way. And Donald Trump is a racist. I don't care what he did with Jesse Jackson back in the day. Donald Trump's a racist, man. This black man's got to retire because he don't want to listen to him. Because he's a black man and they don't want DEI. They say he's DEI because he's black. Because he's DEI. Oh, he must be DEI. Trump said, I'm getting rid of all the DEI. Then he hired Pete Hegseth. What is Pete Hegseth? And they stuck him on Fox News. They probably did this before Trump was. Trump probably put him on there because he knew he was going to take him in to do this with him. We lost, bro. If we lose all our good leaders, where we going to go then? If we said we don't want leaders with morality, we don't want leaders who know right from wrong, we just want yes men, where will we be? He couldn't have been dishonorably discharged. You know why? He would have a trial. And there's no evidence that says that he disagreed with an unlawful order. And you know why they got to let him retire? Because it was an unlawful order. But I get it, though. The whole war crime thing, that's where we at now. We no longer care about each other, man. Anything goes. Forget to step on the next man to get where you're trying to go. Holsey is a man of honor. He's a man of respect. And look at it in the face of that. Look how he's still standing up on that. That's a good guy. He's the type of guy you want to marry your sister. What do you expect him to do when he's a man of honor and distinction? He lives his life by a code, and then all of a sudden he's being told to do unlawful things by unworthy men. Is he supposed to sit up there and still stay? And he's not going to do it. He's going to say, no, I'm not going to let you intimidate me. I'm not going to break my code. I love my country. I'm going to serve my country. And now this brother is forced out. He's forced to retire. A prestigious career. And then you got the idiots in the chat or whatever. You got the idiots. They don't want to see a black man in power. When they see a black man in power, a black woman in power, they scream DEI to try to justify their racism. They try to justify their racism. That's why you hear, that's why they watch Fox News. What do you think Fox News is? It's a place to justify your racism. That's what Fox News exists. It's a place to justify your racism. It's no different than a scratching post. If you got a cat, you know you got to put up a little scratching pole so that cat can go over there and scratch his hands, scratch them nails.
My bad, big dog. Hey, yeah, they do be happy to get those poles.
Fox News is a place for white supremacists and bigots to scratch their nails. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, man, my bad about that, fam. I got this bad connection. But yeah, fam. I mean, that's just why I stand on it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would wanna look at it a different way. If I guess history showed us another way. You feel what I'm saying? But man, they don't care about y'all boys like that, fam. It ain't for everybody. I just personally dealt with the situation of the back end, like my dad spoke about, and fighting for benefits and the things he had to put up with. You know what I'm saying? So hearing that from him is just like, man, I hate you had to go through it. And that's why I told you before. That's my dad was like, I went to the military, so you didn't have to. You get the benefit off of what I did. So you got this set up for you. You got this set up for you. All you gotta do is be compliant, do what they say, and you go get your school, your Chapter 35 money. You feel what I'm saying? Before he was born, we had the DIC checks, the Social Security. So I had all that. So he did it, and I wanted to go at one point in my life, but I mean, I ain't gonna say they didn't accept me. Dude forgot about me. I wanted to get into the Air Force where my dad was, but you know, it was just my luck. I didn't, but you know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here, man. They go after who they want to, G. They go after who they want to. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I know it.
Yep. And this dude said, you're the reason she lost. Who? I didn't vote for Kamala.
Yeah.
These bigots.
We talking about Kamala now?
Yeah. These bigots and racists always try to shove the Democratic Party into your life. Man, you're a racist and a bigot. Obviously, you're a Republican. But why do you assume that I'm some kind of way a Democrat or a liberal? I'm not. And that shows you once again, if you're a Republican or a conservative, that don't mean you racist. But if you're a racist and a white supremacist, you are a conservative or a Republican. You have no doubt about it. No doubt about it. There ain't no question about it.
Yeah, man, I just seen what you had passed it at the top. I mean, not pat, but pinned to the top. Um, yeah, man. And even though you seeing that, like one of the last times I was on the live with you, we was talking about voting. I was telling you, like, bro, I don't even participate. I could, like, I ain't nothing, ain't nobody stopping me, you know. But I know personally how it be. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and you done heard it from other people. Like, I know I'm not getting nothing from my vote. So you can't give me no open promises and tell me it's gonna get better. And you could have done better before you needed my vote, but you chose not to. You feel what I'm saying? So people go play with you, man, all day long. It don't matter what organization you in. You know, if you may get thrown under the bus. You would get thrown under the bus from doing what's right. So it was a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation.
Not for him. He did the right thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
They tried to get him to do illegal things. He said no. Simple as that. He did the right thing, brother.
yeah, but if he would have went the opposite way, right? He still would have gotten possibly, like you said earlier, war crime.
Yeah, but he would have hurt people, brother.
I get it, I get it. But he took his moral way out. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully nothing bad happened to him when it comes to what he earned, just what he earned, not what was supposed to be earned later, but what he earned up for his 38 years of service, 38 years and probably a few months, right, worth of service, almost going into 40 and hitting admiral status. Man, I could only imagine what he had to do for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
What about the respect though?
from who?
Pete and Trump.
And them boys respect who they want. I think Trump respect who he can get money with.
Well,
Like
he's
if
the
you not
president now. So what does that got to do with money?
and everything about the money. It's America, G. No matter what it is, it's always about the money. The jobs was gone because of money. Laws was put in place because of money. People come here to get money, even if you illegal. I mean, for at least for the last few years, it's been everybody else over the American people. They don't care you what you give. You can't tell us what to do with your tax money that you pay us. We don't care if they got potholes in your roads. I'm a truck driver. I know. I was just in Phoenix, and you know they doing construction on the road, but when you're on the highway out there or out here, it's crazy. You don't even want to ride in the right lane. It just looks bad.
They like here we go. Racism's in both parties. Nope, nope. It's in one party.
What's in one party?
Racism's in one party.
You think so?
It's, Trump's party.
Yeah, it ain't in the other party either.
No, no, no.
Yeah, it's just everywhere. G.
No, that's the
Racism everywhere.
brainwashing. That's the brainwashing that they try to use to justify it being in the conservative party. It's only in one party, the conservative party. Trump is a racist. Trump got rid of this general because of now. Did he used to not be? He probably was. I don't know if he was, if he wasn't. But getting rid of a general, a leader, because you ask him to do something illegal and he says, I can't do it with good honor. I can't do that with good conscience. And then you turn around and force this man to retire. I'm sorry, that's unforgivable. Trump's a racist.
I can bet Trump did a whole lot of illegal things or in the gray area type things back in the day. So I can also see him looking at somebody and be like, you can do this. You just don't want to do it. I know you can. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just looking at it, man. Just look, it's all just again, they put him out there because they didn't have to say nothing. They put him out there so it can be this emotional thing online so we can forget about it. It's some other things. Man, listen, gas, I just paid $5.75 for diesel, bro. For diesel. There's money in that.
Who you blame for that? Joe Biden?
It's the war. I don't blame anybody. It's the war. I ain't never seen prices this high. And I know Cali high. I'm in Arizona, so I know Cali high. I go back, as I'm going back to Illinois, I already know it's going to be the same thing all across the board. I've never seen prices this high. It's almost to, I don't even see how certain cats is making money. Gas is extremely high. I can say the rates went up, but I don't care because I work for a company. So I got out there trying to figure out rate situation a couple years ago.
It's $8 in California.
Whoo.
Gas is $8. Somebody just put $6.75.
That's regular gas. So
Oakland,
what's diesel?
Probably higher than that. It's Trump. It's because of Trump. But gas is going through the roof.
Man, boys making money. Boys making money.
And people are hoarding gas too. So which is dangerous.
As they should.
If you're going to do it, make sure you get the proper containers, and make sure you put it somewhere where it's safe. Don't hoard. Don't have 75 gallons of gas, and you got it in milk jugs, and it's just in the basement. Yeah, you just got it in the basement. You got food over there. You got an old TV that's plugged up that you cut on. You got mice running around there. They'll knock it over. Don't do that, man. Be careful. Make sure you have it in the proper containers. You have to have it like that to protect yourself.
I'm on this app. So if any one of y'all want to go get on, like try to like really put your money behind this gas situation and don't know what to do, the app is called Plus 500, right? You can go and add a few $100s in it, right? Gas closed at 98.08. Last night when I looked at it, it was 95.22. So you can bet if you would have put a few $100s in it and bet going up, you would have won today. That's the app, 500 plus. They got all kinds of.
Hold up. I got you. Yeah, y'all go check that out. Y'all go and check that app out, 500 plus. And they can get it over there. You can. All of that stuff is advertisements and stuff, and
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
I'm just putting on the place of how people.
But they can they can go over there and check it out.
Okay, my bad, big dog.
At the end of the day, man, I can't believe these God-fearing, proud Americans are okay with this black man being forced out because he would not do illegal orders. There's limits, man, because it's like, it'll be one thing if he said something bad about Trump. It was one thing if he was out talking about Trump. No, he said, I'm not going to do illegal orders. And Trump put pressure on him to force this man out. And you guys are cool with that. That shit just blows my mind.
But I mean,
that's racism, brother. Don't you see that? Don't the people see racism when it's in their face?
Yeah, they see it. They see it. They know what's going on. They got their little kids at school and have witnessed certain things go on and don't say nothing. It ain't me, so I ain't worried about it. Yeah, that's been going on for years, man. That's people, bro. And it's sad because they'll let it happen to a little youngster. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the one that's playing the victim. You hit 18 and act like there ain't people out here in the place to where you want to be and you want to get there and they don't want to listen. We talking about kids, fam. They would watch it go on. They watch it go on with adults. They'll watch somebody at their job get done a certain way, get done wrong, and they ain't standing up for that person. I got bills too, so I can't say nothing. That's America. But at this point, I think that's just people. People don't want to mess up what they got going on. Cause even when he did that, it could have been, I guess, generals under him step down and be like, we rocking with the admiral. He gonna have to replace us.
Yeah, let me say this again because it's some slow people in the chat box. If you have an obligation not to follow unlawful orders, if somebody tells you, Sergeant Collins, I want you to go over there. I want you to grab that woman's purse and bring it back to me. That's an unlawful order. You better go. I'll write you up. Insubordination, disrespect. Sir, that's an unlawful order. That's what they tried to get that admiral to do. An unlawful order. He said no. And in the process, they lose 38 years of brilliance. And look at the people that's at top. Look at the people. They don't know they scratching their head. Iran is fighting back. This war is supposed, I agree with Trump. The war was supposed to be over. We're on day 20. Day 20 with bomb and bomb and bomb and bomb, and they're still fighting back.
20 days worth of war, ain't no money gonna be made. I mean, it'll be a couple dollars, but right now they're able to move a whole lot of money. And I can tell, man, I can't say it's a fact. All I know is just based on the way America moved, Trump probably put a whole lot of people in place with certain companies to make sure that they eat off this too. They don't care what it is, mask, the guns, the bullets, the vest. Strategic. If he gonna go into this White House, this is his last time. He needs to make a large name for himself, right? He needs to make sure a lot of people getting money. Everybody got to eat in my fam. That's me. It makes sense to me what he doing, just overall. It don't matter if he firing people. I'm talking about the money side. There's money to be made, man. So what you said about the purse? His partner, he got a couple partners that's standing right next to him that's willing to take his spot. I do it, coach. And put me in the game, coach.
Well, yeah, you're gonna do what they tell you're gonna do whatever they tell you to do. He's a different type of dude. That's my point. And I'm glad God help us. We need guys like him in the service. Boy, look, we don't need guys like you. You're gonna be you're gonna be a hand of wickedness. And we don't need that, man. You're saying you'll do whatever they tell you to do. No. If it's unlawful, you don't do it.
Yeah. I mean,
if he tells you, hey man, I think my wife cheating on me. Why don't you crawl up to that third window with your phone and take some pictures? That's illegal. Now, you might say, well, yeah, your wife shouldn't be cheating. Yeah, so why don't you crawl up there? Well, you could do it, but it's illegal.
Man,
that's an unlawful order, man. That's an unlawful order.
There's a comment says a yes man will replace the admiral. Man, at some point he was a yes man to get to an admiral.
No,
bro.
No, you keep saying that.
So?
No, he wasn't. No,
come on,
no.
G.
Of course
come
not.
On,
you see,
that's logic.
If that was the case, he would have stayed. Why not continue to be a yes man?
He older now. He see the
why you want this man to be illegal? Like, why you want this man's activity some kind of way be corrupt? Well, you got no proof. You got proof with Trump, but why you got no proof on him?
That's a high position, man, to say some treacherous things is never done. I'm just saying, G. I'm just gonna look at it from the standpoints of what I know, right? And it ain't because it's not that. Now I can say if it's a situation to where I control like the pieces on the board, that'll be different. It'll be different. I can choose to not do, and the backlash will be minimalized because I don't need your money. I don't need this position. But man, it's only so many people that become an admiral. I would think the wall can't be too big.
No, it's not.
Over time.
And that's why you listen to them when they talk. You don't interrupt. If you coming from Fox News, if that's the best you can do, you get out the military and you go to fucking Fox News. You're a piece of trash. You listen. You don't interrupt. You listen. Pete should be fired. Pete Hegseth should be fucking fired. This man, he can't even wash this man's socks. Pete Hegseth can't wash his socks. This man's been in the military 38 years. He's high ranking. He's high rewarded. Pete went to fucking Fox News.
But he ain't bigger than the program, G.
Pete Hegseth had a puppet show. It was an ensemble of him and 3 other puppets, something similar to Sesame Street for conservatives. It's a bunch of puppets on that show. I seen that thing. Yeah, a tennis ball on there. Then you guys want him to be in charge and ignore the admiral?
Why do you think they pulled him from Fox News? Like, what was his qualifications?
Well, I don't know how he got. I don't know how he was on there.
He ain't linked to nobody. He ain't got some type of pull. Somebody said he was military before, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's networked. Yeah.
I mean, because sometimes it ain't what you know, it's who you know.
You know what? We live in a world now that we don't even respect. We don't even understand what honor is now and decency.
At all.
We don't even respect that.
I mean, I just seen what went on in the rodeo in Houston. I mean, they wasn't even respecting the fact that it was a rodeo. And there was gonna be kids there. You know what I'm saying? There's people out here, they was bringing up the clubs, right? People wasn't respecting, or the clubs wasn't respecting the fact people just wanted to get in your club. But so you overcharge them? You know what I'm saying? So you don't give up the sections they bought. Like I'm listening. I seen the videos, like things like that be going on. Yeah, people don't have no honor like that. Everybody about $1. They don't even care if they make their name bad. It's like you own this club. Why would you allow that to happen? And he allowed it, or she allowed it to happen. No, yeah, it don't be no honor, man. People don't really. I mean, people stand on business. People stand on the business they want to stand on for who they want to stand on it for.
You talking about that spring break?
Yeah.
Man, young people gonna be young people, man. It's spring break.
Yeah, but they didn't have to tax them like that. They had to tax them the way they was talking about them taxing. And I'm out of Houston, so I know what they tax.
But you don't have to go to those parties.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, but you could be honorable about what the situation is. But that's
well, you can't compare that. You can't compare Houston to a lifetime soldier in the military. Those are two different people. You can't explain the values of Houston retailers, businessmen with the military. The thing about it, we need guys like Admiral Alvin Holsey. We need guys like that to show us which way to go, what direction to go. We need guys who are veteran, who are experienced, who are wise. Those are the men that we put our faith in. Those are the men that we trust. Those are the men we respect. When you look at a sleazeball like Pete Hegseth, what has he done? What has he done? He had a puppet show. It was an ensemble of him. Somebody said he was dressed up like the Cat in the Hat. That's what we want to be our Secretary of Defense.
Oh, that's a real thing. I thought when you said puppet show, I thought you I said like a clown show. You know how people be on TV and doing most. That's what I thought you meant. But if you, man.
He wore a tall hat on that show. He was painted up like a cat in the hat with that black and white hat, and socks up to his thighs.
He was really outside then, man. And they put him in power. See, man, he was
down there on Fox News. That's News. That's a weekend host on Fox News.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if something like that, if he was able to be put in the position, how can you look at everything else seriously? Like, you can try to justify it, right, on either side, but it's just like they be doing clown-ish all day, every day. If the news ain't got it, it's on social media. If it ain't on social media, it's out there at your local gas station. Somebody clowning and acting up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know, like you ain't got no manners or morals or whatever. You know, you out here doing what you want to do, like it ain't gonna affect somebody. That's why I can't wanna look at it with these glasses on that just makes everything perfect. Like in a perfect world, yeah, he wouldn't have been fired. In a perfect world, they would have respected his order, listened to what he said. You know, he would have still been an admiral.
So you want to see him corrupt?
Nah,
Yes, you do. You said that he should have went along, even though he
because he
disagreed.
military.
You have
He
an
military,
obligation. I'm gonna say this again. You are instructed not to follow illegal orders.
and that would make sense in the perfect world.
If you at a job, if you on a base, and the guy in charge of you says, "Man, hey, that's my wife in that car. I think that guy's sleeping with my wife. Why don't you go get in your car and follow him?" That's an unlawful order.
Now that's different, Black. That's personal.
That's an unlawful order, though. You could do it because you say, "I'm gonna do it because it's gonna give me points." He's like, yeah. I need you to go do it, man. Come on, take your cell phone, give me some pictures. Go ahead, man. Hold up, and then you run out there and you do it. That's an unlawful order.
But that's between you and your wife, though. That's an ugly analogy, Black. You gotta come better, fam.
No, it's not.
If you can come better, yeah, G. Because you talking about something personal. This war ain't personal.
You can't shoot down non-combatants. They tried to get him to do that.
So, Admiral is just the Navy, or because Admirals are Navy, right?
The Navy. I think that's Navy. Yeah.
So, what's the highest rank in Army? And
I don't know. Somebody said generals.
Generals would be the highest.
Yeah, that's what they said. So
across the board for all the other branches. And Admiral
I don't know all of that, bro. I don't know.
I mean, because I'm just trying to see how high it ranked, right? Because so that means
he's at the top. He couldn't get any more promotions. Plus, he stayed almost 38, going on 40 years. He was at the tip of the spear when it comes to military. This was a sailor right here. This was a soldier and a serviceman. This was everything Lee Greenwood sang about when he said, "I'm proud to be an American. Or at least I know I'm free."
Hey, man, I'm proud to be an American. Hey, no matter what they doing over there, yeah, I'm proud.
He said, "The men who died and gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you." That's what he represented, Alvin Holsey. Trump comes in and Pete come in and they want him to attack non-combatants. And he says no. And you said he should have said yes. And but that's not good. That's dishonorable to do that. I'm glad he said no. And the black community, man, you guys these are your heroes. This guy deserves our respect. Unwavering respect.
All day.
He was willing to take the bullet. And in many cases, he's exposed Trump and Pete because he's going to, as soon as he gets through this, he can talk to anybody he wants to talk to. And he's going to tell his story. He's going to tell his story.
Maybe. To be honest with you, I would think that in his case, it would be best he died knowing what he knows.
I don't know, Tabor. I don't know what you've been watching Godfather reruns or something.
No, sir.
This ain't. I don't know where all that stuff coming from. No, it's not. He can retire.
It's yeah. I mean, he can write a book about some things. He can say some things. He can come out and go on the news and just be out here ranting. But he still got a life to live. His life goes beyond the military. I know he do. I know he got kids out here. I know he got a wife.
No, it ain't that bad, bro. Unless I don't know America, it ain't got that bad. I think he can still have his free speech. I think he can still have his free speech.
I don't know, man. I mean, we talking about high rank, G. I'm just trying to respect the game. I'm just trying to respect the game how America respect the game. I'm telling you, just being I was 17, 18 when I first met my dad, right? Like the stories he told, like, gee, we sitting down, we smoked, we drank together, lovely times. I miss that, man. The stories he used to tell about being in Vietnam and the things that went on, and how they was treated a certain way in the field. I'm just like, what? Like, nah, that ain't real. All right, man, keep living. Just keep living. You may not be military, but you can see some things. And man, I didn't see enough, bro. I didn't see enough to where I know that if I work a job, I can go too hard at my job and make certain people look bad and get fired on that, or get less hours, or get put off a project. I know that. They ain't just go um just kick me out right away. You know what I'm saying? But they'll just do slight things to let me know I don't belong here. I believe this is just a big blow up, because I'm pretty sure he was telling them, "Nah, I ain't doing this, that," and he probably didn't
No,
believe.
he been doing it
This
too
don't.
long. Yeah,
That's
man, been in for 38 years. He was there
that.
during Trump's first term. That man ain't gonna do that.
See,
That's
that's what. So
that's an honorable man, brother. You keep going by the people who got to do what they got to do and the scufflers. That man ain't no scuffler, man. That's an honorable man. That man wakes up and serves his country, and he knows right from wrong. Though
man,
he says, "I'm not going to shoot non-combatants." Trump
America is a
wanted him to do that,
corporation.
and that man said, "I'm not doing that."
Well, I mean, if he Navy, right? So that means he on the water. So they don't do. If they're outside the water, I mean, they're on the water,
Uh
you
oh.
really wouldn't see non-combatants.
Uh
What
oh.
happened?
Uh oh. Uh oh. Tammy says black men. Well, she meant are not white men, regardless of whether they're Democrats, wow, or Republicans. Black men are not white men, regardless whether they're Democrats or Republicans.
Hey, she ain't lying.
Wow.
Hey, the truth gotta come out,
Wow.
G. The truth gotta come out. She ain't lying. Hey, and whoever said corporate rules and government rules are different perspectives, fam, America is a corporation. We are based on money. Without slavery, we would not be in the position that we are in. I believe what she say. There's truth in that. We know
He
that.
was, he was trying to do 40 years. He had 2 more years left.
2 more
And
years.
because of Trump and Pete, he's forced to resign. And
Maybe.
hold up, wait a minute. And he's got sense. So, in a sense, when they had that fight, he knew what was on the table. He could have fought him, but he just didn't look at that as a decision. So the man resigned. That's pathetic. That is disgusting. That's spitting on 38 years of honorable service. Does Trump know the people who matter? Does Trump know who matters? I saw Trump talking to that Luke. What's that dude, Luke Paul? Do they know who matters? Joe Rogan?
But he was smart. That's where the internet is. The internet is on YouTube. Everybody's on YouTube. Cable TV is dying because of YouTube. So why wouldn't you want actually being watched? That makes sense, fam. That was a smart move, G. While what's her name was doing the TV, who said this? So what's her name was out here doing it, probably was the angry man. I ain't gonna lie. While what's her name was out here doing TV and doing like BS podcasts, Joe Rogan is where it's at, man. That man got they gave him 100 million for just being, and he was a fighter, but he transitioned beautifully. May I add?
Who's a more honorable man, Alvin Holsey or Joe Rogan?
It depends on who you're talking to.
I'm talking to you.
So what's his name? The first dude.
Admiral Alvin Holsey or Joe Rogan?
Who's more honorable?
Yes.
I mean, you talking about ranking. That's different. That's an admiral.
Okay.
I can respect that because he's an admiral.
So why aren't they listening to him? You're talking about Joe Rogan. He listened to Joe when he went on there. You're talking about an admiral. Why don't he listen to his admiral?
Because I mean, Joe Rogan ain't really he ain't at war, right? He not on the boat.
We're
He
all
ain't
at
serving.
war.
So.
America's at war. Well, we're not at war. We're in a conflict.
I just see the money, G. I see the money being moved. I see them overpaying. I think the other day you told me a missile costs like $12 million. And I was like,
You
I
sure that
hear
was
you.
me? Hold up, you
Oh,
sure
you
that was
right.
me?
Yeah, okay. So it probably was somebody. I guess somebody else said it on
No,
here.
they're around a mil. Depends on the missile.
And all I'm saying is, if you own the company that built the missile, why would it be $1 million? Like what of that missile cost $1 million?
Who owns the company?
One of his friends.
Oh man, America, that's socialism, brother. We don't own missile companies.
So who owns the missile companies?
Businesses. You can get in a contract. They can get a contract. Uh, uh, what is that? What's that big one that builds all those Boeing? What is it? God,
Lockheed and Martin.
Lockheed, something like yeah. They're
I
businesses,
delivered to them before.
and then the government
that's big.
they get contracts with those companies, and then people they can contract out for people to build them certain weapons.
Yeah,
And they do have people who are a part of it, like in the military, but
yeah,
the way it's set up, they don't really make weapons like that. I see where you're going with it. And they have their reasons. Now we're getting into the sausage making of America. They have their restrictions and their reasons. You're not supposed to be a war. America's not supposed to be a war manufacturer.
Why not? I'm just asking, big dog. Why not?
So boy, your innocence is breathtaking. No, you're saying your innocence about this is breathtaking. Technically, they're not a war machine. That's what they say. So you could disagree with that though, but that's what they say.
I'm just saying, like, if you tell me something costs $1 million in my head, right? Like for t-shirts, for instance, when I wanted to make t-shirts back in the day, they were telling me for me to do these t-shirts, it's gonna cost me $20, and I can't do it whenever I want to. I gotta put in the order, this, that, and the third. In my head, I'm gonna go buy the machine to make the t-shirts, and now I can do them at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I can do it any size that I want, and I can make them for who I want and what color.
What America does is they take, say, Lockheed and all these other ones, Boeing. They say we made missiles, and then they look at it and they say, okay, this missile can do this, this missile can do that. And you got to understand, guys like Alvin Holsey, those are the guys that the president really ain't around doing that. They out there testing it, making sure, and then they come back and they advise the president. We need these things and these missiles in this company, and then you put a bid in. And the thing about it, so it's affordable for the American people, the people who they feel is the best deal, they take it. When you say we should manufacture it, that means that we become a war machine, and that goes against us as a people. We're not supposed to be doing it.
Man,
also violates, that would be socialism, because you would be putting all those private manufacturers out of work. So no, they won't do that. They could, but they won't.
So was the person, let's say Lockheed Martin, was he a military man? Was any of these people military?
I have no idea.
And the reason why I'm saying that, because let's just say I own a private company. It would be smart for me. It would be smart for me to go and hire some dudes that's, let's say, used to be military. So when you start talking about those contracts,
they do. They got lobbyists. They do.
You feel okay? Okay, so I too.
Fly you to Hawaii if they need your vote. They'll say, you want to go to Hawaii? They'll give you anything you need. What you want? What you smoke a little something? You want a little pills? Yeah, what about that? You want? Hold on. They'll look at you and say, hey, what you want? We in Hawaii. What you want? You know I'm gonna take care of you. What you want? You're a married man, I know, but you want a little female companionship? What you want? You want some black girls? Okay, what about a mixed girl? You want a mixed chick? He said, I'm gonna be back. He come back with 2 Africans and a mixed chick and said, enjoy. Yeah, they do that all the time. That's illegal, but they lobbyists there, they have their own lobbyists.
Yeah, and
to try to get you to vote, for that company to get that contract.
I can see that. That would make sense. The money.
But it's corrupt though. Tabor,
I can see that
do
too.
you hold on, Tabor? Do you look at the world from right and wrong, or do you look at it from the standpoint you need to do wrong to get where you need to go? Sometimes.
That the last one.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. So you would raise your kids up telling them at some point, boy, some point you got to break the law sometimes?
I wouldn't say it like that. But at the end of the day, Platt, for my little black child, it's gonna be some hard conversations.
If you and him went to college, you was retired. You retired as a lieutenant. He stayed in. He done stayed in almost another 20 years, and he called you and told you that Trump wants him to shoot on some non-combatants. What would you have told him?
Nah, hear me out.
You told me
out, G.
It's too late to turn back now.
There you go. Listen, Platt. Listen, you talking 18 years, so we both served 20 years. He stayed there another 18, something like that, some equivalent.
That's crazy what you're saying, man.
Hey man,
hold on. The thing about it, the thing about it, it does sort of make sense. But then you see how sick and how dangerous it is, because he just said, hey, why not, man? Why do you care about them people? Man, you have to really think about, what do you mean? Them people are people, man. So you want me to fire on non-combatants? Hey, man, you need to. Your boss told you to do it. Tell your wife, hey, man, my boss told me to do it. What you want me to do? That's crazy, man. I see why that dude retiring, man. Yeah, brother.
I'm not gonna call him. I'm not gonna say it was the admiral we talking about, but I can see somebody to get their rank up outside in that water, hitting a ship that, let's say, was carrying oil or was carrying a certain type of product, right? Like, and we wouldn't know about it, but that's how he got his rank up. I can just see it. Listen, I'm trying to put I took out the rose-colored glasses off long time ago. Right? The glasses of, listen, if you do right, it's gonna work out for you. Man, they killed the American dream right in front of our faces, big dog. The house with the picket fence, right? With the dog and the wife. You know,
how did you wind up homeless?
My baby mother.
So I ended up no, she lied on you, what, you lost your job and all that, or what?
Yeah, she lied on me. Man, I was making great money, anywhere from $900 to $1,200 a week, working on the DuPont project. I met her. I started rocking with her. She got pregnant, of course. I told her I was leaving January the 10th, 2010. I told her I was gonna move out. Man, I woke up, four big dudes came in, police officers, grabbed me out of bed, and took me down to the car. I got that charge. I opted for a deferred.
What was the charge? Wait, hold up.
Assault with a deadly weapon on a family member. I had a
machete under the bed. You left that part out. You said you was with her chilling, and then you woke up. You told her you was leaving, and you woke up the next day with four people in the house.
So you left the party.
Hold up. You don't have to go into the specifics. You don't have to talk about the specifics of that, but you guys got in an argument or something like that?
Yes, sir.
What was it about? She wanted to get married to you or what?
No, the argument was about where I went to go hang out at, which is my homeboy house. My homeboy, I'm an honest person, Platt, right? I don't do relationships. How I told you, I've been single since 16. So the conversation with her, I would tell you, I hang with my homeboy, and this, everybody knows this, right? That I deal with. I got a homeboy. Back in the day, he had sisters. Me and him made like this pact, like, if you can get one of my sisters, you can have her. If I can get one of his sisters, I can have her. Well, he got a few sisters. He got 6 sisters, but 2 of them I didn't rock with. You know what I'm saying? Well, at this point, 3, right? I didn't rock with, and I told her about these people because she eventually they was gonna come over. It's my house too, so they was gonna come over. We smoke, but I'll let a female know. Listen, I used to rock with her, but it's my partner sister. I don't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's a threat. It's a low key threat. She like ghetto fabulous, right? Hood, the whole 9, right? So I go and chill over there, and when I come back, she ended up talking to me about it, this, that, and the third, and it was just like, you know what? I gotta go. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna just go to my partner house. He'll come pick me up tomorrow.
So
And
hold up.
that's
So then she lied on you and you got arrested that night?
yes, sir.
And hold
Yeah,
up, other than her word versus yours, that's all the evidence they had?
all they had, no photos, no nothing.
They didn't have a weapon?
They had a machete. So the story she told them
Okay.
was that
A what?
the story
I
she
heard,
told
you,
them.
man.
You said
I
what?
heard you. I heard what you said. Wow.
Okay. So the story was I had a machete. I stood over and told her I was gonna cut the child out of her. That's the story she told them.
And what did you tell them?
What was there to tell?
What did you say? That's not true?
They wasn't going for that. I was waking up out my sleep like, what's going on? What happened?
No.
Like, what did I do?
When you got arrested and took to the car and you went downtown, right? And you got locked up, you have a right to defend yourself. Did you tell them that none of that is true?
Yeah. They didn't care about that.
Why would they care about that? You're right. You're a black man.
Bro,
now we agree. Hold up. You're a black man. Why would they care about that? Somebody accused you of something, you got to be guilty, right?
Man, listen.
And you know what? Hold up. And boy, you know who, what's unfair about all this? You know who thinks like that more than anybody else? Black people. Black people will believe a lie so quick your head will turn, like the Exorcist. All somebody got to do is say you did it. They won't come to you. They won't verify. They will just believe. They don't care. They'll just believe it. They don't care. You be like, yo, man, that's a lie. Huh? And then hold up. They don't hear it's a lie till they finally reveal that they know something. Say, hey, man, what you think you know? Well, hey, man, I heard 2 years ago that you A, B, C, and D. You say, man, it's a lie. Show me the proof. And look at the person who said it. The person who said it is a thug. That dude mad because I smashed his old lady, so he made that up. But the Negro's the main one. That's sad too. That woman can say that, and they believed every word of it. And what's real sad, especially the black people, you know they gonna believe every word of it.
Gee, let me finish telling you the story because it's on my mind, out of your mind. So she say that about me. I'm telling, now mind you, around this time I got long hair. I got a distinctive face. I got a cut over my eye. You know how people cut the lines over their eyebrows? Well, I had mine since 3. So I look away. Now I got braids and I got fish weights hanging from these braids. They touch my neck. You know, like the sinkers you put on your on your fishing pole that you fish with. That's what I had on my hair. So I look away.
You look good enough for her to make a baby with you.
You feel me? So listen, yeah, it's mine, big dog. I had to take a DNA test. I put myself on child support years ago. So what I did was, man, a lawyer came in. They did a psych evaluation and everything on me. You know what I'm saying? My lawyer, Diane Crawford in Houston, Texas, she came and she saved me, man. She got me a deferred adjudication. And I took it, bro, to get out of jail. Like, I got a baby on the way, G. Like, I ain't never been in trouble like this.
How much time did you do?
I just did six weeks. I didn't do no time like that.
You got 6 weeks before that you got out of it?
Yeah.
How did you fit in down there? You was a working man.
You fit in jail?
Yeah, how did you fit in? You was a working man. Now you got locked up. How you fit in down there?
In the county?
I'm asking you. Yeah, how do you fit wherever you were?
I look away.
All them fish weights ran nigga off?
I mean, I just look away. You had to see my face. I look away.
What like you look like Medusa? You're walking around there like Medusa?
Nah, man. I just have this real stern face. I'm from Louisiana.
Nobody tried you?
Nah, G. And there was a white dude that did try me.
Mm-hmm.
We was in jail and he had the Aryan things on him. He tried to take my food And it was
Mm-hmm.
some dudes, because I was raised around Spring Branch. Some dudes knew me,
Mm-hmm.
some Hispanics dudes, and they
Mm-hmm.
stood up for me, dog.
What
Had to
about you?
leave a
What was
load.
you gonna do? What did he try to take, like your orange or something off your
Like
plate?
my food, no, like my commissary,
Oh, hold up, your whole plate, like your lunch or your dinner. He
like
just tried
my
to take.
commissary, like the food that I pushed under the bed. When in your bag you got like noodles and
Oh,
different
so he was
things.
in the cell with you.
Yeah, it's the tank. We was on
Hold on,
like the third
let me
floor.
get this straight. He's the leader of the Aryan Nation,
I didn't say that, bro.
but his cellmate is a black guy. That's you're right. Things have changed, bro.
No, fam, it was like 20 of us in this tank, big dog. So yeah, he tried to take my food, G. And when I grabbed it back, shit, the Mexicans that I rode with, G, they stood up. Like they had black cats in there. They had old school Mexicans, old school whites, but bro, I ain't even had to say too much, bro. Like I ain't even really say nothing. I just grabbed my bag and
They probably
Mark
heard why you
Garcia.
was in there, though. They probably heard why you was in there, and it made them
Well,
think twice.
they heard why I was in there,
Yeah,
but
that's gonna make a
it,
man think
the,
twice about you. They said that man with that dude with that fucked up haircut had a machete. Had a machete, man. Yeah,
hey,
they
shout
ain't
out
gonna
to the
mess with you,
essays.
man.
Shout out to the essays, bro. Yeah, a dude named Mark Garcia, glasses. He was they call him Hugh Stones. I'll never forget him. He was like, bro, like just the way we kicked it in jail and how we chopped it up. You feel what I'm saying? Like he stood up, G. He was like, man, I'm already going to TDC. Like, man, when I tell you, he was just like, you going home, bro. Like it was just, I don't know. It was like some angel stuff to me. Like God, you feel what I'm saying? Because I'm about to get out. I'm about to go home. I don't need no charges, but I'm about to go. I'm about to have to go there. But homie stood up for me, bro. Mark Garcia, essay, got a Houston star on the back of his head, like real unique. East Side, Houston, Texas. That's where he was from. I'll never forget that dude, G. I'll never forget that dude. That's who stood up, and a couple other dudes with him. And if y'all know Hugh Stones, like that's like from what I know, that's the biggest gang in the H. They deep, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they real deep. But nonetheless, so I end up getting out and I don't get to see my kid. Like, bro, they took everything from me, bro. Like on probation, you know, you got the what do you call it? Crazy thing is she came to jail. And she wrote a letter saying that I didn't do it. My lawyer is like,
Wow.
that ain't gonna even matter. In the letter, the letter she wrote me, she was
She said,
like
"Wow,
she
that's a
lied on me.
charge
She
for.
said she lied on me.
Ain't that a
I,
charge for her?
nah, they don't treat women like that, big dog.
Wow,
They handle kids. They handle
that's
women with kid gloves.
crazy, man. So hold up, your girl can lie on you, get you locked up, get you charged with a serious crime, and then 2 weeks, 3, 4 weeks, she feeling like bad and she miss you. She could write a letter and say, I made the whole thing up. And they tell you, they tear the letter up, say, we don't care about that.
G, she used to call
We
me.
still gonna punish you. That's
She
crazy,
she
man.
used to call me on the phone. I used to be able to call her on the phone. She put money on my books. She came to visit me, G. They heard her
That's
say it
crazy.
on the phone. She was crying on the phone about what she had done. They didn't
Wow.
use none of that in court, G. I couldn't use none of that. I had a black lawyer. She said, look, you just gonna have to take this on the chin, big dog. That's basically what she said.
Wow.
Go ahead, go do your time. She said, just leave her alone. Don't be around her. And technically I listened to her, but you know, I couldn't even go, bro, I couldn't even go see my baby being born. Because they had a restraining order on me. If I would have went to the hospital, they would have arrested me.
Do you know anything about rides?
I don't even know what to say on that, brother.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tammy don't believe you though.
Hey, she don't have to. She don't have to. I lived it. I lived it, big dog. So I do my 18 months. I got off a couple months early. This is like 2011. Mind you, G, I ended up, remember I told you I created the TV show with kids? So I ended up doing that TV show still. I made ABC 13 News. I was in the school with a family charge, bro. She came to the show while I was on probation. She watched me get it out the mud for real, and her daddy rich. I'm not telling you a couple dollars rich. Her daddy vice president of an oil company rich, dog. I know where he lives. Shorty had paper. You feel me? So after I left that situation, man, I had to hop around, live with people or whatever, because I couldn't get no job. Ain't nobody. I got a family violence case. It's a wrap, G. I look. I'm a threat to anybody in the workplace. I had to do that. I had to deal with that for years, bro, until I got my CDL.
No, I
And
got you, man. I mean, that's sad, man. But that's
it was bad, bro.
relationships, man. You're right. That's relationships, man. You move in with these women, they got a temper. Don't
And
get them
listen,
mad. But a lot of times you don't have to get them mad. All they got to do is feel like, okay,
feel away.
you sleeping with other women, and then they can't. That ain't illegal because y'all not married. So then that causes them to do what? They want to control you. They'll just lie. They'll just lie on you.
So G, even with that, I had my own spot, bro. I'm telling you how much I had me a nice car. I had an 04 Impala on 22-inch reels. When I tell you I was doing my thing, G, I knew cats that was at the clubs. I was outside when I was able to be outside. I was smoking. I was drinking. This is the same job I told you I was showing up at 3 a.m. in the morning and opening the gates and changing the process. And it ended up a certain way for me. Bro, yeah, I lost all that. But her energy was bad, G. I knew her energy was bad. Like, you know how you get around somebody and it's a woe is me and all these treacherous things happened in my life. And she was adopted, right? And it was just like, shorty, your daddy rich. What are you talking about? You was adopted by a rich white man. You chose to play the game how you played the game. But he can't be proud of you. I told her before. I say he can't be too, and I say some treacherous things. I can activate a demon, fam. I told her I was like, if your dad cared about you, he wouldn't have got you a job at a place him and his friends like to eat at, serving food. He would have took you and put you in certain things, you know, like certain classes or a certain type of schooling, so that way you can elevate, G. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can really get to a bag low key. He didn't do that because he seen you a certain way. I seen her younger pictures. I was like, your hair was never done. Like your hair all over your head. You a light skin, like with the Holly Berry type hair. If you really do it a certain way, it like the Halle Berry's. Nah, G. Her picture, she looked like a little spook. I ain't gonna hold you. With the hair all over the head, like Freakazoid. Swear to God.
A lot of interracial couples, or when a white couple gets a black kid, they have no idea how to handle black hair. They don't know they don't know how to treat it. They don't know how to manage it. They don't know the hairstyles. So you're right. The kid, you'll see him out. You'll see him. You go get something to eat, or you're at the mall, or you go to a fairgrounds, or you just get on a plane. That kid's hair will be terrible.
Yeah.
It'll be every which way. It'll be nappy, and you'll be looking, saying, is that a new style? And they just don't know what to do with the kid's hair.
Now, mind you, we talking about he's a chemist. He was a chemist back in the day from Dow, right? I mean, homie got paper, bro. Like long money. Yeah, Daddy Warbucks, big dog. That's what he was. When it comes to this lawyer, what I paid in child support in a year, he would pay that for 2 days in court. Homie had it. Like he got it like that. But Shorty, I think when Shorty went left is that, and I seen the check, fam. Shorty dad paid $2,500 for her. Her mama was on drugs. They paid for it. They bought her. She got the documentation. I seen it.
Paid.
I can see how it rocked with her head. Paid in full.
Yeah, but still though, what his dad should have done, and he probably couldn't do it because, like you said, he was he was big time dude. If your wife wants it and you choose to adopt a race, a kid from a different race, you and your wife need to take time out to study hair care and how they stay healthy. You can't just say, hey, we're going to treat them like you got some Asian kids. I'm going to treat them like that. I'm going to treat them just like I treat my daughters. They ain't going to work. Their hair is different. The treatment is different.
See, G, here's what I know, right? she was a toy. We talking about people with money. They had to go through a legal process. They couldn't get the kid the way they wanted to. They couldn't get the kid they wanted through the process. It would have took a long time. They was able to get her almost ASAP.
And they
Because they paid.
probably a lot of white people just wash their hair. They don't put the moisturizer, conditioner. They just wash it and wash and wear. And it looks like that black kid, they probably was washing it, get it out the shower, pat it. They probably didn't pick it. They probably don't even know what a pick is. They never combed it. That's why it was so all crazy and all over the place.
Now, she ended up having 2 kids, though, because in fertilization, whatever it's called, they was able to have 2 kids, 2 blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids. So you already know where she fall at this point. When I tell you their life is totally different from hers, my baby mama got 3 baby daddies and 6 kids. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's where she at. But I end up going homeless because I had no choice. Like, I got personally tired of putting my family through my BS, bro. Like, every time I call, they show up. They showing up for me. I got a place to lay my head. I'm stressed out. I'm draining them with my energy. That's the way I feel. So I had to leave, bro. And then one day she ended up calling me, and I'm homeless downtown. I met a dude named Wilson Faye. Faye was I don't know what was going on with Faye. Faye seemed like he was sick, but man, Wilson, if it wasn't for him, a couple nights I wouldn't have ate, dog. Square biz. You know, I was still smoking green. Like I wasn't on no hard drugs, not like that. I just smoked. I was just messed up about everything. I felt like how my dad felt, but my dad got stabbed 3 times. My mom killed him. That's a different conversation. But I felt a certain way, and he just came through, bought me some food. If I got some bread, got stamps, whatever, I was showing him love. Like, he's just somebody that I just met at the park, fam, and it was just, bro, it was bad, bro. A whole lot of crying. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Days I just felt like doing something to myself, but I got a kid in this world. That'll be selfish. My dad didn't leave me like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, at least he had it together enough to where when I seen him, he was able to have a room for me. You feel me? Watch me graduate high school. Gave me a peaceful home.
I got you.
And I ain't never had that, fam. So, yeah, I chose to go homeless, G. I had to. It was either that
I got you.
or
We didn't hear the whole thing, and we'll continue it next time, Tabor. Hey, Tabor, can you apologize to the Nigerian dude in New York?
Oh yeah,
I think you broke his spirit.
As I should, because I'm American. I'm a proud American, because I can vote.
He's an American.
Hey, I do apologize. You called him Fresh? Wait a minute. Why did you call him Fresh, bro?
That was his name. That was the name he was using. Fresh.
I thought you was calling him Fresh because he reminded you fresh off of
no. No.
My bad. That's his name.
I don't even think he would accept that. Nah,
man. Hey, listen, man.
He would have got mad if I'd have called him Fresh from Fresh and Fit. He would have got upset.
Yeah,
go ahead, Tabor.
But when it come to him, bro, I gotta say, yeah, he set himself up, G. If y'all go back and listen to that live, I think it's the one with I think it got like 50-something thousand views or something. But if y'all go back to that live, y'all hear he started the situation. It sounded good when he started talking at first, but he started going into what we should be doing as Americans, and then what you'll end up finding out, he'll be like, it took him 40 years to get his citizenship. Then the next thing you know, you realize he's not a citizen because he said it, right? You realize he's just a resident, right? So he's just talking all this crazy stuff. He go train his kid to talk Mandarin while we living in America, even though he live in New York where Spanish, it makes more sense. He talks about moving to China, but don't have no Chinese stock and can't afford it. He's a paralegal for 15 years. Like, listen, look, the story wrote itself, dog. And I was just activating his demons. That's all I was doing.
If I move to China, I can find the equivalent, say a house, right? I could live in, say, a house that would go for actually you can't get a house, but you can get dwellings, right? Say an apartment. You can get an apartment in Houston that will run you, say, $7,000 a month. In China for about $800. But you got to understand where you're in China. Now, you can get a house. That's going to be real hard for a foreigner because China watch you. And also you're limited as far as being able to, you don't have access to the whole country. You have access to what they let you have access to.
And you were saying that.
Yeah, no, well,
He didn't want to hear that.
Yeah, you can't just, you say you married to a Chinese woman. You can't just get in your car and say, we finna go visit your grandma. She in El Paul province. That's 300 miles. You know, you not in China, you can't. I promise you ain't gonna do that.
And then you a black man trying to be a lawyer
they
in
gonna
China.
They ain't gonna let no American in their country. 300 miles in. They not gonna let that happen. They don't. That's China. They don't do that. Now, like I said, they might let you stay there and give you like a 10-mile radius where you can go within 10 miles. And they do have roadblocks. China is authoritarian. They do have, they've been telling, Chinese been telling each other, they've been telling them dudes they can't have sex. They've been going in them villages saying nobody can have sex. You can't have sex tonight. Now, you know what they go by? They mark, China marks it. They said no sex. You know, I don't know what they call it. No relations. Then they'll say it's okay for about a week. But what they do is if your wife show up pregnant and they look back and said it was for 2 months when it was a restriction, they finna haul you out of that house, brother. Them Chinese, you gonna have to account for that. Gonna be like, how'd she get pregnant? We told you it's forbidden. How you gonna account for that? You better say she cheated. You better try to convince the world she cheated. Oh yeah, they're gonna punish you for. They don't play that, man.
See, and you
don't play that.
You were saying this, and as you saying this, he just not listening to you. And you military, so you know. You got people out there, so you would know. Like you.
Well, I wouldn't know what goes on. I wouldn't know what goes on. Go ahead, brother. Let me get out the way. Go ahead.
But you
go ahead.
You heard the stories, and so
but
it's like.
Hold on, let's clarify something. Just because somebody was in the military or is military, that don't mean they understand world politics or they understand every country. But go ahead, brother.
But so you saying stuff like that, fam, and this ain't to chop him down. It's just like I told him, I was like, bro, you sound real smart to an idiot. You feel what I'm saying? Because everything you talking about just ain't adding up. You telling us how great your people are, but you ain't even teaching your kid your native language to your country. But he learning other people's languages, bro. Yeah. Come on, fam. Like I'm English. I'm American, so I speak English, bro. I would totally have my kid out in Houston, Texas, in Spring Branch. There's a word for kids like essays, right? The Spanish people who kids didn't learn Spanish, and it's looked down upon. And they'll tell you that.
They're gonna look bad. Yeah. If you go into a heavily condensed Latino area where it's common for them to speak both languages. Oh yeah. Yeah. In fact, let me tell you something about that in respect, because the black people, we don't forgot about it. You don't never speak English. You can speak, you damn near English scholar. I'm talking about a Latino dude. But the whole point is you never speak it. So when you go up to him, hey, you speak English, he just look at you and said, no. But he heard every word you say, he understand completely. And then you be looking at him and say, you speak no English? He said, no. But then you'll say, okay, well, what I need you to do first is I need you to measure this. And then I need you to let me know exactly how many planks I need, how much tile I need, how many bricks I need. These are my preference for bricks. Then you look at him because he don't speak Spanish, right? You don't speak English. And he's like, huh? No. You look at the paper, he writing everything down. So wait a minute, motherfucker, you speak English. You just heard everything else. And they do. The thing is, it's not, they don't want to be, especially in something like a jail, they don't want to be someone who's Spanish looking, but English speaking. Oh, that's an insult. Yeah, you do not want to do that.
Yeah, so it's crazy that you I guess would look at Nigerian or whatever, if that's what it was, And you saying that like, fam, bro, it's already hard out here for a black man. Like he can legitimately claim his own. But it's like I was telling him, I was like, but you not even going
He,
home and
he,
fix your own country, but you trying to fix ours. That's
Tabor,
crazy.
he thinks that the world gonna accept his Mandarin speaking black kid. They're not. And that's sad too, because that little boy is gonna grow up speaking Mandarin.
Confused,
Right.
getting bullied.
Yep. And he's Nigerian, and he's gonna run into some Nigerians, and they're gonna ask him, you know, they're gonna come at him in native tongue.
Yo, where
They're
your
gonna walk
people
up to him,
from?
hey, but Ibo, the bye. And he's gonna be looking
Where
at him
your
and goes,
people from?
Badai. And he gonna turn around and say, Hing chong, hing chong, hing chong. He don't understand. I was like, man, you got to be careful. Look what you're doing to your kid, bro. That
And
Mandarin ain't gonna work, man.
And at the same time, he talking about black culture. Like, fam, no matter what you saying, we know the world pays attention to black culture, American black culture. We know. It's been proven. People say it. I've seen, as a truck driver, I have seen Jordans on everybody's feet. They know who Jordan is. That's black American. There's a wave based on Jordan. You know, like I was telling, like what we ain't taking nothing from Nigeria. We ain't hating on it. It just ain't our vibe. Y'all would take from us, but just the way he said it, fam. You know what, I ain't even apologizing. I ain't gonna apologize for standing on my black Americanness. My Americanness first. Even though I know I'm black, I'm American first. To him, I'm American first, right? Even though I know I'm black and I'm American, right? But yeah, I'm gonna stand on that, G. Yeah, we not doing that today. You know, I'm unapologetically black American, fam. Yeah, hey man, listen. Whatever he want to do with his kid, that's his kid. What I know is that if I could, just being from Louisiana, there's a thing called Cajun French. It's a language. It ain't just forgotten. You got to be with the old school cats.
Yeah.
You know that really
it's
talk.
some young people. It's some young people who know it, but go ahead.
Yeah, because they in tune. They tapped in with the old
Yeah,
folks.
that's what I'm saying.
So
That's how you do. They teach. That's what I mean.
yeah,
They
but him
taught it.
not
They
doing that.
learned it. They turn around 15, 16, 17, and now we're in the age of the internet. I'm sure they get groups. What you called it? Creole French or something like that.
Yeah, that Creole
Yeah,
French.
they be in a Creole French group, and the group grow, and they all speak that way.
I would
You
totally
know,
teach
they
my
learn.
kid that.
They learn it from their family. Oh, is
Because
that what you said? You was Creole, right?
yeah, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from home, Louisiana. That's
That
what
woman, that woman you had that baby with was a Creole.
nah, she
Oh.
she was like from Kansas somewhere, but she light skinned. Mama white, daddy black. She Holly Berry color. Like man, Pat, shorty, if you see my kid G when she was like 4 years old, man, she had hair down to her butt, fam. Like she had long Super Saiyan hair. Man, all black. Like she didn't have regular black people hair. She had hair better than her mama.
Well, just make sure she get her education, man.
Man,
And
Pat,
you
I ain't
could
seen.
hold up. You could teach her about the streets, but make sure she
I
got her education, man.
I
Make
didn't run the
sure.
streets like that. Big dog, I haven't seen her in 10 years. There's a
Well,
whole nother story
I
you
don't know
ain't
what
even
to
heard
tell you.
of, but
I got you.
I
I
ain't
don't
seen
want.
it in 10. I
Well,
just pay child
we
support.
we gonna have to continue this another time, man. We
That's
want
the
to
bet,
talk
big dog.
about Admiral Alvin Holsey. Salute. Nothing but respect.
Salute.
Unfortunately for you, Trump and Pete Hegseth, they don't want to listen to you. They would rather, they think they know, so we got to accept they think they know. I think it's racist. I think it's racist. And as we understand, you will be making right now, you can't, you're still in the throes of the military, but you will be out and you will be letting the people know. And remember, we do stuff first over here. We know what we're doing. All right, Mr. Tabor. I appreciate you coming up, man. Thanks for your support.
Always, man. I appreciate you too, G.
All right.
You have a good night, man. Y'all have a good night, chat.
All right, bro. And we left the join link up. And of course, nobody showed up because these people don't believe in what they say. But we'll be back, man. Hey, we'll be back. We got another one coming from you before you know. Just make sure you subscribe, hit the notification. We got the Cash App. You want to support the platform, Plat for Game, PLATF for Game. Cash App, Plat for Game. You can hit the super. You can hit the super chat. That's super chat, and support us, man. That's how we keep doing. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Knowledge. Thank you, Knowledge. Subscribe, man. Support us, man, so we can keep doing this. I'm sorry. We're gonna tell the truth. We're not Democrats. I don't know where you're getting it from. We're not Republicans. We're simply observers. That brother is needed in the military, even more so now. I don't care what Trump thinks. He should be on his knees begging that man not to retire. That's his job. Just because he won't do what you tells him to do, that don't mean he's disagreeing. That means he's doing his job. But look, as we leave, salute Admiral Alvin Holsey. Salute. We're going to blow him ashore.